Missouri state capital. Metro Transit is getting ready to upgrade its current fleet of light rail vehicles with the next generation of Metrolink. In partnership with Simons, 55 brand new state-of-the-art light rail vehicles are in design phase right now in California to replace the current Metrolink fleet, with the first deliveries of the new LRVs arriving in 2027. This KTRS Business Minute is brought to you by Walter Knoll Florist, the place for all your floral needs. Place your order anytime at WKF.com. Some employees with Edward Jones will soon be required to work in the office at least 4 days a week. The company announced that starting in June, employees who live within a commutable distance from home offices in St. Louis, Tempe, Arizona, and Ontario will have to work in the office. Currently, those employees are required to work 3 days in the office. And now let's take a look at the markets, brought to you by JBL Financial. Tune in to Straight Talk on Retirement, Saturday mornings from 9 to 11. Down day on Wall Street today. Dow Jones closed down 41 points to finish at 48,416. S&P 500 dropped 10 to 6,816. The Nasdaq fell 137 points to finish at 23,057. Now let's check sports and traffic with Captain Paul Kopsky. All right, KTRS weather. Today, sunny, clear skies, beginning of a warm-up today. High of 44. Tonight, clear with overnight low of 28. Tomorrow, sunny, the start of 3 straight days in the 50s. Tuesday, high of 51. Wednesday, high of 52. Thursday, high of 54. Right now, we have 44 degrees. The time is 3:07. I'm Sobe Bay, KTRS News, the talk of St. Louis.
Way back in time, if you had a leak in the roof of your hut, I imagine you had to find a tree close by, scale it, and then jump and hope you could get up there and see what was wrong. Then came the advent of the ladder. There was an easier way to get up there and see if something was wrong. And with modern technology, we finally get around to the drone. Now, the folks at Allen Roofing use those instead of trees and ladders. Send a drone up, find out if there's anything wrong with your roof, get some pictures, go over it with you, and see if there's a problem, how bad it is, what they could do, what it'll cost, or if everything's just fine, they will tell you that too. Boy, it's so nice we don't have to climb trees to look at our hut. Allen Roofing, embracing technology and doing quality roof repair, siding, gutters, everything for the outside of your home. Just ask Gronk. He was one of the first customers. It's Allen Roofing. Find him online at aroofing.net.
When it comes to retirement, the most important thing you need to know to have a successful retirement is how are you avoiding taxes going forward? And that's something nobody tells you. I didn't realize it until I met Kevin Lloyd and started working with him doing this show on the weekends. It's forward-thinking tax strategies, because the less you pay in taxes today means more you have in your accounts to grow. And nobody explains that to you. Oftentimes, people take money out of their accounts to pay taxes. But while doing that, that is triggering taxes. So oftentimes, you're paying taxes on money that you took out to pay taxes. It's crazy. It's a circular nightmare, but it happens all the time. That's why you sit down with Kevin Lloyd and come up with a true financial plan. This is what the big boys do. This is what you should do, whether you are retired or close to retirement. 314-641-1010, 314-641-1010, or the website, whenretirementhappens.com.
Right now, the roads are looking pretty good. We just have one construction note. Illinois 203 is closed between Engineers Road and Namioki Road near 270 in Madison County. That's for work on a crossing by the Union Pacific Railroad. This traffic report is brought to you by the Number 2 Crew. When your dog makes a mess in the backyard, give our friends at the Number 2 Crew a call. They will handle all of your dirty business. Visit them online at no2crew.com. That's no2crew.com. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
Light Up Glennon, presented by SSM Health Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital, Ameren, and the Big 550 KTRS, along with Fisher and Pritchell, Prairie Farms, Gingham's, Appliance Discounters, Outdoor Living Inc., Overstock Outlet, Beatty Roofing, Benjamin F. Edwards, Aldon Heating and Cooling, Altair Travel and Cruises, and M1 Bank are proud to bring you
Light Up Glennon.
Here we are again. Happy Monday, everybody. And Light Up Glennon Day. It's going to be a fantastic evening. And if you are, still kind of figuring out what you're doing tonight, you can meet us at Cardinal Glennon. We will shine a light around 6:30 into the rooms there of the patients at Cardinal Glennon. We'll have hot chocolate. We'll have some cookies. All kinds of first responders will be there with their trucks and the lights on, and just kind of show up as a community for all of those kids and the parents who are calling Cardinal Glennon home for a second. That's coming up a little later. And later in the show, we'll actually talk to one of our big sponsors, Prairie Farms, and one of the Light Up Glennon moms to just kind of tell you how important this is, how important it is to be seen when you are there at Cardinal Glennon, and just the links that the staff goes to. So that's coming up at 5 o'clock. And at 3 o'clock, we will talk to the nurse practitioner with Premier U, Jordan Kimmler. You guys know her, you love her. But there's a lot being said about cortisol. And what exactly is it, and how do our hormones affect going into the holiday season and our willpower when we, see that table of cookies, or in some cases, maybe it's potato chips or something a little saltier, speaking for a friend. Anyway, we'll talk about that coming up at 3:30. We'll also check in with Mike Dubusky. You've probably heard by now this awful story coming out of Hollywood. Rob Reiner and his wife killed yesterday, and looks like their son is now to blame. So we'll check in with Mike Dubusky, get the latest, because that is a story that is continuing to unfold, but just an awful one. It's one of those things when you wake up and you start seeing all of these kind of tributes without knowing what happened. Yeah. And then you see murder and you're like, wait a minute, what?
Shocking.
Yeah, it really is. And then it makes you just kind of think about all the joy that Rob Reiner has brought to so many. First, of course, as Meathead, but then all of his movies that just so, joyful. So we'll talk a little bit about that. As we do on Mondays, we'll check in with Ryan Krull, St. Louis Magazine, and he is sitting down for a conversation with the new Attorney General, Catherine Hanaway. She's only been in the job about 100 days, but has wasted no time getting right to it, and what she has to say about how we're going to tackle violent crime, which I think is some pretty good news as far as how she plans to do that. So
we'll talk to him.
Yeah, have a plan. And even better, it looks like the plan is supported by, the state and the mayor. And it looks like we're all finally on the same page, which is often necessary to get anything done. So that's coming up in the 4 o'clock. We'll also check in with Don Mihalik, ABC crime and terrorism analyst, when two very public shootings again over the weekend. One in Australia, and then one, of course, in the States, but just an awful kind of thing.
Terrible weekend.
It really, really was. But we've got some entertainment news, and then we'll wrap this show up with some randoms. I got to tell you guys, I left here Friday, ready to start the weekend, excited to start the weekend, can't wait to get home. Still kind of fighting the edge of that cold, so didn't really have any big plans, and I was cruising along in the fast lane, really close to Lindbergh, and all of a sudden the lights in front of me start to pile up. So I hit my brakes, and the car behind me did not. So that's how I started the weekend. And to make it, I guess, worse, I was driving Marsha's car, not mine, which isn't even a year old. First car she's ever really bought herself. But I will say I married well because, the first thing she said was, "You're okay." And secondly, as we kind of look at it, I have a tiny car. I mean,
Your car.
my car is pretty small, and hers is a little bit bigger, more of a, crossover UV. So maybe it was best that I was in her car and not mine.
Maybe
and,
a little safer.
There's no injuries, so that was good, and trying to see the positives.
Did you say this is the first car she ever bought for herself?
Brand new.
Brand new? Oh, so she's bought used cars? How do you get to this stage in life?
Well,
I won't mention how old she is. but
age, I was going to say.
That she's never bought a new car. This
Frugal,
is-
smart.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. But
Yeah,
you guys had a truck that was a gifted
gosh.
to you guys.
No, it wasn't gifted. We bought it.
Oh, you did buy it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Where would we get a gift like that?
I thought it was like a
No.
brother-in-law's or
Gifted.
No. We
World are
sold
you
it
in?
to my nephew.
Gifted.
Yeah, I was going to say, no. It was a 2004, 2006 truck. I mean, it was a little bit of a beater, but got her around. For so long, we didn't need to have two
something.
cars.
She works from home.
Yeah.
You know?
But now, since I, have more of a commute than I did, back when I lived a mile from work, she just dropped me off, or, I could even take the scooter over if I needed to. But now, since I have to go 20 miles. So anyway, yeah, it's something that can be fixed. So that's good. But it is kind of scary, being rear-ended, because you see all the lights, and I think it is part of your initial reaction, just kind of look in the rearview mirror, and is
First thing I do.
everybody else stopping, and I could see them not, and I'm like, with maybe a couple words, and thankfully I was able to keep the car from hitting the car in front of me, and keep it from hitting, the sidewall.
Median,
Yeah, so that was all
Thank
a
goodness.
blessing.
Was the person driving that hit you, was it one of these Zoomers that do like 90 on the highway and
No.
zoom all the 4 lanes of traffic?
As you described it to me earlier, just kind of caught him by surprise.
Yeah,
probably.
it seemed like it. And you know what? After, was it last week or the weekend before, where the guy got out of the car and then got hit and killed on
Oh, my gosh.
I didn't get out of the car, and I don't know if that's right or wrong, but we both, and he didn't either. We sat in the, as close to the shoulder as we could be, and waited on the cop to get there, who was
Yeah.
very, very kind. And then he kind of led us over to the other shoulder, which was a little bit bigger, and then he did the exchange of insurance and came back and let me take a picture of his, and then, went on. And thankfully I was able to drive the car home, and, now we'll just work on getting it all taken
That
care
highway
of.
stuff is really
Yeah.
dangerous and really scary.
Did
Yeah.
the police show up? Did I miss something?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, the
Yeah.
police did show up.
Police showed up, and now we just start the whole process.
Okay.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, it will be fine. And that's, honestly, trying to look at there are a lot, especially as we just talk about these shootings and everything else, there's a lot worse things.
And seriously, if you have insurance, and I know a lot of people don't have collision insurance, it's very expensive.
Yeah.
But if you do, the biggest, I shouldn't say the biggest, number one thing is anybody injured.
Yes.
If you take that off the list, and then 2, do you have insurance? If you say, okay,
Yep.
everybody's got insurance, and then the worst part is how annoying it is to go through the process and get it fixed.
That's right.
Then you got to drive another car for a while, and oh yeah, we're working 6 weeks out, and it's just those are the
It's
things
the
that drive you
annoyance.
nuts.
Yeah. But, in the scheme of things, still.
It's no problem.
Yeah. Somebody said, did they have insurance? They did. Somebody said, I guarantee the person that hit you texting. 8 out of 10 people I go by during the day are texting. You know, it is a good reminder of just how quickly you look down and the car in front of you has stopped. And
Can't do it.
You can't do it. It's just, and especially as fast as everything is moving these days.
Right. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're
one of
I'm
those.
glad nobody got hurt.
I am too. And I was worried I might be a little sore, and I really wasn't. So again, I'll tell you, not to do an ad for cars, but this is the second BMW that we have been hit in, and I'm going to tell you, they are solid. And what's so interesting is yesterday I saw a list come out of safe cars, and it was number 2 behind. Yeah, and I'm like, it might ensure that we always have one, just because it's so solid.
Josh, trivia. What's BMW stand for?
Bavarian Motor Works.
Bang. Let's move on.
Over in Germany. Over in Germany, V's are W's and W's are V's. If you want to sound correct, it's BMV.
BMV.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
That's some trivia to take home.
Very
Anyway,
Motor Works.
how was your weekend? Anybody?
Oh, well, I don't know where I could have gotten a cold, but I was down all weekend.
Hey, I did call in sick on Thursday.
You did. My down day was yesterday. I feel really good today, enough that had I felt this morning like I felt yesterday
You would've
morning, I would
stayed
have
in.
called you guys and said, I don't want to go. I feel pretty good, though.
It's going around. Marsha's down with it today. It's rough.
I think I feel pretty lucky. I felt pretty good on Saturday. Billiken game, it hit me. How about this? It hit me as I walked into Chaffetz Arena.
Isn't it crazy how all of a sudden you're feeling 100%, and then yeah,
what? And then by the time the game started, I'm hacking up a lung.
Yeah,
and then I was. It exhausts you.
It does.
I go home, go right to bed. But yesterday, I kept thinking, oh, okay, now I'll get up and no, let me lay back down.
It's funny because even yesterday I kept saying, why am I so tired? You know, I haven't done anything, and it's just kind of a zapping. We did also attend Big D's party on Saturday, which was fun.
I was going to tell you, I was in bed all day yesterday, but that's...
That was a different reason.
It was because of Darin's Christmas party.
Self-inflicted wounds.
No, it wasn't Darin made me drink all that.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Held me down, massaged my throat, and made me drink it.
Oh, boy.
It was a good time.
So you guys
It
had
was
fun?
It was fun. He had a piano player there that used to kind of do the dueling pianos, and so that was
Those guys
fun.
can play anything.
Oh, anything. Yeah, so that was fun. And then one of Darin's friends had a harmonica, and he sat in and played and was amazing. That's going to be my New Year's resolution. I'm going to teach myself how to play the harmonica.
A harmonica?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you know why? Because the next time she goes to
That's right.
to a party in Nashville,
I can get out the
she's gonna
harmonica.
jump in with everybody.
Oh, that's
Do a little
right.
jam.
Session.
And
Yeah.
then Winona is
I
going
wasn't going to name names.
Yeah.
to ask her to come on tour with her.
That's the next thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not going to dream quite that big. I just want to kind of get it out when I'm in the RV around the campfire.
All right. Aside from Piano Man, what is the biggest harmonica song? No Bob Dylan either. Because aside from me, I don't think anybody else likes it.
No titles are coming right to mind, but Neil Young will use a harmonica.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Heart of Gold.
There you go. Thank you.
Isn't Ramblin' Rose, is that a Grateful Dead song? Doesn't that have a harmonica in it?
Let me look up Ramblin' Rose.
And while you're doing that, you know the comedian Robert Klein.
Yeah.
He used to do a bit early in his career doing a blues player, and he would get a harmonica out in his comedy set, and it was hilarious, really funny.
No, I love a harmonica. There's a lot of, I know Willie Nelson travels with a fantastic harmonica player. I'm trying to think of what songs he does, but that's...
Doesn't Dan Aykroyd play the harmonica in Blues Brothers?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I don't care for the Blues Brothers.
I think a little overrated.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Fun.
Oh, here's a great one. Dionne Warwick, That's What Friends Are For. That's probably the best harmonica song.
Yeah, 84126, all the rest of the day. Tell me your harmonica song.
Yeah. Stevie Wonder, I Just Called to Say I Love You. That's a good one. Blues Traveler.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Ozark Mountain Daredevils Chicken Train. That's a fun one. Yeah, so lots of fun stuff. But I mentioned I just want it for the RV and the campfire. Now might be a little cold, but I was telling Marsha over the weekend, it might be time have a conversation with the boss and say, you know what, next year, this time of year, we're getting in the RV. I'll do the show from the RV for 2 months because I am over this
The harmonica might
weather.
freeze to your lips.
It might, but that is the nice thing about having an RV is you can just take it wherever you want to go. If you're retired and you can get out of town, you don't have to have another condo somewhere. You just have to have an RV and then pull it wherever you want to be. I think that's what Byerly has known that they've offered people for years, more than 75 years, by the way. And we were just out there last week because one of the sales guys and myself took pizza to everybody out at Byerly RV. It is amazing. I mean, they have a fantastic staff, but they do a little bit of everything. Of course, you have the sales team that is there working on the new ones and the used, and they have some great deals because they're trying to make room for the 2026s. I mean, motorhomes and travel trailers and camper vans, you name it, you can find it. But then they've got this unbelievable storage facility that is climate controlled. So even if we have a little spike in the weather where it warms up, you can go get your RV and everything is running just like it should because you don't have to have anything winterized. So they have that. Byerly has a fantastic service department that just makes sure you're up and running. They really have you covered when it comes to anything RV. But like I mentioned, there's a great selection right now and they are marked at the best possible prices. So check out Byerly RV. And if you already own an RV, maybe and you're looking for the best service or a storage facility, ByerlyRV.com has you covered there as well. Or better yet, just swing by the dealership there in Eureka. You cannot miss it at 109 and 44. Oh, yeah. Somebody says that they're very specific keys, so you'll have to carry around about 12 different harmonicas.
Yeah, John Popper, Blues Traveler, he's got them all in the vest like it's like a fishing jacket. It's just stuffed with harmonicas.
I love that.
I did not know that.
All right, who's playing harmonica on this song?
I thought Stevie Wonder was.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I didn't know that.
Look at you two with the trivia today, knocking them out.
Who's singing right now, Heidi?
Gladys Knight.
Is it?
Oh, that was Dionne Warwick.
Is it Dionne? It might be.
I don't know. You don't have the answer?
Dionne Warwick, Elton John, Gladys Knight.
Right.
Oh, so we were both right.
And Stevie Wonder.
And Stevie Wonder.
David Foster
Wrote it.
did all the instrumentation as well.
It's a good one.
A big KTRS shout out to Lacey Lumber, family owned and family operated since 1872. Lacey Lumber has built the St. Louis metropolitan area. They've worked with builders and contractors and homeowners. They provide building materials from soup to nuts. 2 hardware stores in Belleville ready to serve you. Millwork, insulating material, wallboard, roofing materials, you name it, Lacey Lumber can help because Lacey Lumber is just that much better. LaceyLumber.com.
This holiday season, if you're looking to give that special client, friend, or family member a gift they won't forget, then how about a gift card from Annie Gunn's and the Smokehouse Market? Annie Gunn's St. Louis Magazine Restaurant of the Year continues to deliver irresistible cuisine served by the dedicated and knowledgeable staff in a comfortable and inviting setting. The Smokehouse Market, where you can pick up foods and wines inspired by the richness of country life, offers succulent steaks, pork chops, baby back ribs, and an array of imported and domestic cheeses, mustards, olive oils, sauces, pastas, or farm fresh produce. So make this holiday season one to remember with a gift card from Annie Gunn's and the Smokehouse Market. Stop in or go to annieguns.com. Everyone at Annie Gunn's and the Smokehouse Market wish you a safe and happy holiday season.
Get ready for an epic showdown when the St. Louis Blues take on the Vegas Golden Knights on Friday, January 2nd during Superhero Night, presented by CarShield. Theme night ticket buyers will receive an exclusive Blues Wonder Woman jersey, available in adult and youth sizes. Rep your favorite team and unleash your inner hero. And don't miss the off-ice superhero-themed activities and entertainment throughout Enterprise Center while at the game. Get your tickets to this action-packed night at stlouisblues.com/promotions.
Scott, can you believe it's already been more than a decade since the Queen of Carpets sold flooring to St. Louis area contractors?
I know, but I don't have to be a king to offer contractors today's lowest prices.
Yes, contractors owe it to their customers and themselves to shop at Best Buy Flooring for the largest in-stock selection of carpet, carpet tile, sheet vinyl, laminate, hardwood, luxury vinyl plank, and luxury vinyl tile.
Plus 3 convenient locations, North County, South County, and Metro East.
Open 7 days a week.
Best flooring, best selection, Best Buy. Best Buy Flooring.
Winter is here, your car is dirty, and I've got a deal for you. Visit any one of the 5 area Country Club car wash locations, and when you do, buy 5 car washes and get 5 more car washes free. They're available in-store or online at cccwstl.com. Great for a Christmas gift, great for a stocking stuffer. Go to any one of the 5 locations and buy 5 car washes and get 5 more for free. Country Club Car Wash or cccwstl.com.
Herbaria Soaps on the Hill presents top reasons why soap makes for great gifts. Over 60 delightful scents from essential oils. Protects and moisturizes dry winter skin. Crafted for longevity and long-lasting pleasure. All natural, eco-friendly, and made in St. Louis. Non-fattening, yet addictive. You'll know exactly what they want next year. Give the gift of soap with Herbaria Soaps on the Hill at 2016 Marconi or online at herbariasoap.com.
Experience the magic of the holidays as a cherished tradition returns to Powell Hall. The St. Louis Symphony Orchestra presents Mercy Holiday Celebration, a festive performance that promises to fill the air with cheer. From the joyous sounds of sleigh bells to exciting twists on timeless classics, this concert featuring St. Louis native Kennedy Holmes and the SLSO Symphony Chorus brings the season to life in a way that only the SLSO can. December 20th through the 23rd. Tickets at slso.org.
'Tis the season to celebrate, including the 8-day Festival of Light celebration. Happy Hanukkah from the Big 550 KTRS.
It is 3:32. Time to check in with Captain Paul Kopsky. How are the roads looking?
Heidi 64 East, there's an accident there before Route N in Lake St. Louis. Traffic is jammed back to Prospect, and the estimated clearance time is 4 o'clock. Northbound Lindbergh is closed past Roxana Drive in front of Lindbergh High School due to an accident. And 55 South is running slow from Gasconade to 4500 South Broadway. This traffic report is brought to you by Lion's Choice, where you can customize your order exactly to your liking. Build your own sandwich, add an ounce, pick your sauce. Try a wide variety of side dishes and desserts, even go gluten-free. Stop by today or order online. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
To make a donation, visit Glennon.org and click the Give button and help support the important work that Cardinal Glennon provides in changing lives. Light Up Glennon, presented by SSM Health Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital, Ameren, and the Big 550 KTRS, along with Fisher and Fritchell, Prairie Farms, Gingham's, Appliance Discounters, Outdoor Living Inc., Overstock Outlet, Beatty Roofing, Benjamin F. Edwards, Aldon Heating and Cooling, Altair Travel and Cruises, and M1 Bank are proud to bring you
Light Up Glennon.
Well, I don't know what I have been searching or saying, but my social media feed is now full of stories about cortisol and weight gain. Jordan Kimmler, nurse practitioner at Premier U, is here to help clear things up a bit. I feel so lucky to have you on speed dial and have you come in and kind of break all of these things down. But can we just start with what cortisol is? I mean, and why all of a sudden has it become a thing that we're talking about?
Yeah, I think it's just awareness, right? More providers are actually talking about it. So it's essentially the stress hormone. And cortisol is actually not a bad thing in the right context. Like in the morning, it's supposed to be the highest because that's going to help you get out of bed. But what we're finding is patients and people, we just work too much. Maybe we eat the wrong types of food. Maybe we're eating too much processed food in the process of it. And essentially, it's not helping regulate our cortisol pattern.
Got it. So how much cortisol should we have? Is that something that we need to come into Premier U and kind of you test it out with a blood test?
Yes, so you can do a spot check of an AM cortisol in the morning. The best way to test for cortisol is actually a saliva sample, and you would provide that throughout the day. And I usually say pick your busiest day to get that done. But it'll show me what you look like in the morning, afternoon, evening, and bedtime. What I find a lot of times is that curve is actually flipped. So where it's highest at night.
And what does that then lead to? Cravings?
This.
Oh,
Look
stop
at that mess. You gotta fix this.
We brought an example in today.
Show and tell.
How appropriate. But yes, so it can lead to abdominal weight gain, maybe fatigue, especially in the morning, just feeling tired, not wanting to get out of bed, having sugar cravings. All of that is connected.
Yep, that's me.
So what then helps us regulate that? Is a GLP-1 the answer, or is there something else we can do?
For some patients, yes, GLP-1 is the answer. There are also patients that I work with them with adaptogens like ashwagandha, L-theanine to try to flip that curve. Sometimes I'll use high-dose vitamin C, make sure their sodium, their salt is good, because we're so fearful of salt, right?
Yes.
All of us are like, oh, high blood pressure. But actually, I mean like Celtic sea salt that has other trace elements in there.
You know, I started taking ashwagandha. Emergency has an ashwagandha flavor. And it's supposed to lower stress levels. Well, all the commercials say that cortisol is exacerbated by stress. Is there a correlation between stress and my spare tire?
Yes, absolutely, because that's what regulates your like ghrelin and other leptin hormones, insulin. So cortisol affects all of that. So the short answer is yes.
If we work out regularly, does that help us keep cortisol where it's supposed to be?
Yes, because it also helps regulate insulin, right? So they kind of all work in a way with each other. Yeah.
Got it. I mean, this time of year, it seems like our cravings, our stress, our energy levels are just kind of fluctuating constantly. What is really happening with our hormones this time of year?
Yeah, well, vitamins are depleted. Vitamin D especially actually behaves like a hormone in our body. So it really should be treated as such. So we find that we're not out getting as much sunlight as we were before. If you're not supplementing with vitamin D, you know, that's something that you easily could be doing. Making sure that you are prioritizing your sleep, because if you're not getting that good quality sleep, then that in turn is going to affect cortisol, which will affect insulin. So talking about ashwagandha, it has an incredible place for people, but it has to be honestly prescribed kind of appropriately. Even though it's over the counter, there are side effects to some of these things that are over the counter.
Well, I was even going to say, just to walk into your, drugstore and grab a vitamin D supplement, you probably need to know a little bit more.
Yeah, you kind of need to know like how much you need to be taking, right? So if your level is a 7, which would increase your risk for a lot of things, you would need to be taking a higher dose than somebody that came back like at 31 or 50.
Got it. We joke about the holiday weight gain, but there's a real connection between hormones and metabolism. How do insulin and estrogen impact weight gain or weight struggles this time of year? And is there anything that we can do to keep it at bay?
Yeah, I I think that's a great question. So as estrogen declines, as testosterone declines, muscle mass declines, right? Muscle is longevity, but muscle is metabolism, right? So kind of looking at those factors as from an individual standpoint, is there something we can do to help balance your hormones? So maybe we can stop the weight gain, right? A lot of times we will have to add in like a GLP-1 or another peptide if there already is a lot of weight gain present.
And then what is a peptide? I feel like that's another thing that we're seeing everywhere. I'm using a peptide for my eyebrows. Like it's a brow
tell me
thing.
about this. Okay.
And that's what the main ingredient is. And my eyebrows have gotten thicker again. So what exactly at the base, the most simplest form, what is a peptide?
It's an amino acid, right?
Okay.
So it's a series of amino acids, so they naturally occur in your body, okay? So why do we have decreased numbers over time? We don't know, right? I think what's super tough is right now we don't have the technology to be able to test you or Bob and say, oh, you're deficient in this peptide. I think it's coming for sure. Now, with symptom correlation, I definitely can try to figure out which peptide you are deficient in, but essentially peptides are building blocks of everything in our body.
Oh, man. Even if you don't have those cravings, this time of year you go to a party and there's like just the table laid out with cookies or punch. And are there any tips to kind of just, stay the course?
80-20.
Okay.
80-20, so 80% of your day, especially if you know that the cookies and everything are going to be there. So 80% needs to be clean eating. 20% during the holidays, I think, is feasible for majority of patients, unless they have binge eating issues. Then that's a whole different story. 80-20, making sure you're eating your protein and your fiber first. Make sure you don't go into that event hungry. We talked about that last time I was on. Make sure you're having a protein-rich and fiber-rich food.
Yeah. When someone feels like they're craving sweets nonstop or they're completely exhausted, how do you know if, okay, this is just the holidays, or maybe it's something that needs a little more attention?
So I take a thorough health history, right, per patient, kind of looking back over the last couple years. Obviously, if we have in-body scans that go back a couple years, that'll help me kind of tell how much is muscle mass declining, is your sleep declined, what exactly is going on from an individualized standpoint.
Yeah, and you said the word thorough. Yeah. And in these first visits to Premier U for me, the thing... the people are great and they're so nice, but they're also really professional. And not only thorough in the testing, but thorough in the explanation, so you know what's being talked about and can talk to somebody like me, like a layperson, not an expert in the field, to where I understand what's going on and can really kind of dive in to whatever path of treatment I'm going to take.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, because I think that's something that I take for granted, right? I have these conversations with people, but I spend an hour in new patient consults explaining labs line by line and what exactly that means for them mentally, physically, and how we're going to change that over the next 6 to 9 months.
And for people who are listening, who want to enjoy the holidays and feel good, what are a few realistic, kind of maybe doable tips? You talk about, making sure you eat before you go to the party, but maybe to try to keep the hormones and cravings balanced, and yet you don't want to feel deprived. You want to enjoy everything. Yeah,
because I think that creates binge eating tendencies too when we deprive ourselves as well. Strategic activity after eating has been proven to decrease insulin levels better than even metformin, which is a diabetes drug. So having that strategic activity after eating, putting away laundry, doing dishes, not just sitting on the couch, that can even go a long way.
Yeah, just simply standing versus sitting. And movement, I think, is having a moment, because we are talking more and more about sitting and how dangerous that is, and simply going for a walk or just doing things, as you mentioned, putting away laundry or doing the dishes. You're moving a little, and it could be making a big difference.
So I talk about in the grocery store, kind of, we've all heard this, right? Avoid the middle aisles, right? Walk around. Yeah. But actually, this is when I want you to go down every single aisle to get those extra steps this time of year.
Well, we had somebody come on the show. We had multiple people come on the show and talk about the ultra-processed foods. Where do I get bread that hasn't been ultra-processed? Because... obviously I know the chips and, the snack cakes are ultra processed, but I just assumed bread was great for you And clearly it's not.
Yeah, you make it.
Oh, I gotta make it. Oh.
Or you pay, or you buy it off of somebody that does make it. As awful
And
as
then
that,
try to eat it as quick as you can.
I know, or it goes bad, right?
Yeah.
So that's ultra processed, right? If it's hanging around for a while, there's a problem if that bread's good on your counter for 2 weeks. So I think that's probably the easiest thing I could tell you at this point. There is an app called the Yucca app that you can also download and scan certain items. There's something called Bobby's List as well, where you can kind of scan different items. I find that helps people decide, if it's in the A-B category, even from over the counter. Ezekiel bread, that's another option that's most people put in the freezer.
We used to get this brioche bread.
Yep.
And yeah, it was sweet, so I guess I just assumed there was tons of sugar in it. But I'd go back in a month later and it would still not have mold on it. And that's when I first started thinking, what's in this?
Right, preservatives. Right. And we just don't even really know, obviously you've had experts on here, like the long-term effects of this, right?
So should we look at the list of ingredients, and if it is so long, make that just a rule that, okay, there's too much in this?
Perhaps. I think that might be an easy thing to do, right? If it has more than 6 ingredients, there's different people out there that say different things, more than 6, then maybe looking for a better option. Anything you can cook at home is going to be your best bet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is key. And what about if, you cook with a Pam cooking spray or an olive oil or what is the best thing to cook with as far as that goes?
Yeah, butter is fine. I think people are pretty fearful of butter.
Margarine or butter?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. Not margarine. That is highly, highly processed. Does Crisco and margarine tend to make the best cookies, though? But butter is fine as long as it's, just plain butter.
Somebody here on the text line says bread machines are easy peasy.
They really are.
See, I kind of forget about the bread machines.
But you've got to find the flour that's not been highly processed.
Some people mill their own.
Oh, my God.
Come on, Jordan.
I
guess I'm going to go plow up the back 40 and start planting some wheat.
Right, Bob, while I'm milling, I need you to...
King Arthur is a good brand.
Okay, we joke about it, but I look at my great aunt and great uncle, and they butchered their own meat. They had their own garden. They had their own chickens, and neither one of them had cancer or anything that took their life. There is something to kind of eating from the ground, so to speak.
Yeah, and that can be very overwhelming, obviously, for people. What I like to talk to my patients about is making one small change every 6 months. So whether that is cooking in glass, reheating in glass versus plastic. That's a huge one.
Smart.
That, it's this time of year where you can be buying gifts for people. So buying those containers, those glass containers for reheating food, that's a great gift. So just making small changes and maybe choosing 1 or 2 you're going to focus on for 6 months because it can be very, very overwhelming.
Yeah. Well, Jordan, we love having you kind of in our back pocket to keep us on the straight and narrow. And, Premier U has helped me so much. You guys, they really are a great place to start. You can learn more at premiertheletterumed.com or give them a call and just set up that initial consultation, 618-750-LIFE. Happy holidays, and thank you so much.
Don't get lulled into believing the IRS is getting soft. It's just the opposite. Hi, this is Lance Drury with the Lance Drury Law Firm. We are being told by IRS collection officers that their higher-ups are demanding that they get more aggressive than ever. So don't ignore them any longer. Level up. If you have unfiled returns, unpaid taxes, levies, or liens, call me, Lance Drury, today and let me get between you and the IRS. I'll protect your rights. At the Lance Drury Law Firm, our practice is focused 100% on fighting the IRS. Remember, IRS problems are legal problems, and they need to be handled by an expert attorney who's done it for decades. So call the Lance Drury Law Firm today. We're local. Our office is right here in St. Louis. Call 314-260-6120. Visit Lance, DRURYlaw.com to schedule your free consultation with your local tax resolution law firm.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
What's my trade worth? You know what? I'm going to HW Kia, where I can get some straight talk.
Get up to 120% over fair market value for any trade. Then drive your clearly marked York, new HW Kia with 0 down, 0 payments until March, and 0% during the Kia Fall Savings Event at HWKia.com.
On approved credit, not all will qualify. Plus tax title license and 587 title and registration processing fee. 22 on your trade. Negative equity refinanced and new loan. Rebates and incentives to dealer. Not all will qualify through KMF. $13.89 per $1,000. Offers not in combination. Expires 11/30/25.
I need a new vehicle, but I can't pay retail. You know what? I'm going to HW Kia, where I can get some straight talk.
Get to HW Kia in West County. All new 25 HW Kia Solar K4, just $19,999 during the Kia Fall Savings Event at HWKia.com.
On approved credit, not all will qualify. Plus tax title license and 587 title and registration processing fee. Rebates and incentives to dealer. Not all will qualify through KMF. $13.89 per $1,000. Offers not in combination. Expires 11/30/25.
Hey, Heidi Glaus here, asking you to join us weekly as we present the KTRS Book Club, presented by the St. Louis County Library for readers of every generation. Books transport us anywhere our imagination wants to go. They are absolutely magical. The KTRS Book Club will introduce you to local and national authors, events, and special programs presented by the St. Louis County Library every week from 3 to 6 right here on the Big 550 KTRS.
As if you need another reason to go to Appliance Discounters, they always have the lowest prices in town. Plus, take an extra 5% off an instant rebate when you purchase from Appliance Discounters. They also have factory rebates up to $1,500. They have next-day delivery, 18 months interest-free financing. The #1 appliance retailer in the region, theappliancediscounters.com. 6 locations. 5% off starting today. theappliancediscounters.com.
Let's talk about a getaway where you're not spending all the time on the road. How about Innsbruck? Think about it. You could go from your desk to a canoe and do some fishing in about 25-30 minutes. They've got A-frames, they got tree houses, or if you're looking for a place to live that's away from hustle and bustle, custom homes and condos as well. It is absolutely gorgeous. Have you been out? Have you looked? Go to Innsbruck-resort.com to find your getaway.
On the first day of Christmas, 550 gave to me.
The Big 550 celebrates the 12 days of Christmas by giving the gifts to you. Each weekday during the event, go to KTRS.com and find the KTRS tab to register for the daily prize, which changes each weekday at midnight. 12 days, 12 prizes. And Heidi Glaus will announce the winner the next day. It's that simple. Be sure to register to win today's prize. 4 tickets to a Mizzou basketball game from KTRS and Mizzou Basketball. The 12 Days of Christmas from Bless Jewelers, Yenser Family Dental, Annie Guns and the Smokehouse Market, Rawlings and the Rawlings Experience, C.R. Frank Popcorn, Guido's Pizzeria and Tapas, and the Big 550. KTRS. You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550. KTRS.
Meep, meep. 8 minutes before 4 o'clock on this Monday. Captain Paul, how's traffic moving along?
Well, we do have some good news. They've cleared an accident on 64 East before Route N. Northbound Lindbergh is open again past Roxana Drive in front of Lindbergh High School after being closed due to an accident. The latest crash, though, is on 170 north past Scudder with traffic slow back to Natural Bridge. Estimated clearance time is 4:20. And 55 South is running slow from Gasconade to 4500 South Broadway. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
Today is for the kids. The kids at Cardinal Glennon. Light Up Glennon. Presented by SSM Health Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital, Ameren, and the Big 550 KTRS, along with Fisher and Fritchell, Prairie Farms, Gingham's, Appliance Discounters, Outdoor Living Inc., Overstock Outlet, Beatty Roofing, Benjamin F. Edwards, Aldon Heating and Cooling, Altair Travel and Cruises, and M1 Bank are proud to bring you
Light Up Glennon.
Well, Mike Dubusky is following this awful story out of L.A. Rob Reiner and his wife, Michelle Singer, were found killed in their home yesterday. Mike, what do we know at this hour?
Yeah, so the latest is that Rob Reiner's son, Nick Reiner, has been taken into custody by the LAPD today. Sources tell ABC that he is booked on suspicion of murder. We know that the bodies of Michelle and Rob Reiner were found with stab wounds. Currently, Nick Reiner is being held with no bail. He has also not been charged yet, though we expect that to come shortly. There is some new reportable information. It appears that Reiner's daughter found her mom and dad stabbed to death inside their home in Brentwood, California, late yesterday. Investigators are staying pretty tight-lipped about exactly where in the home this took place. A few other details, just as they try to piece together the scope of this incident, which is just so tragic. And we're told that detectives are actually talking to all family members to better understand the family dynamic and Nick Reiner's recent behavior. To that point, there were friends who were at Reiner's house for his holiday party recently, many celebrities in attendance. And apparently they witnessed Reiner's son acting erratically that night. He does have a history of drug abuse, in fact, to the point where about 10 years ago there was a movie called Being Charlie, which Nick and Rob Reiner collaborated on, that in part was inspired by Nick's struggles with drugs and the pressure that put on the family. So this is not a new thing for Nick Reiner, but it appears that it's taken a very, very dark turn as, again, we try to wrap our heads around this whole situation.
And did I miss it, what night this happened or what day this happened? We found out about it last night. We were all very stunned. But when did it happen? When did the daughter find them?
Yeah, unclear at this point. From what we're able to piece together, we do know that the original call to the Los Angeles Fire Department, the paramedics division specifically, happened between 3:30 and 3:40 p.m. on the West Coast. So it was getting into the evening, nighttime hours here on the East. The fire department found 2 dead bodies. Initially, they only revealed the ages of those bodies, but those ages matched up with the ages of Rob and Michelle Reiner, so people pretty quickly put it together. The LAPD brought in the robbery and homicide units to investigate the incident as well. And that's about the size of it as of right now. The LAPD was going to brief reporters at some point today, although that timeline has shifted. Probably not going to get any more information directly from them, and possibly for the rest of today, maybe into tomorrow morning. We'll have to wait and see. Maybe then details like, a more specific timeline, any particular charges related to Nick Reiner will come to light.
Were there any issues or incidents involving the actual, I guess he hadn't been arrested, but detaining of the Reiner's son? Was it a simple process?
From what we hear, there's not a ton of detail.
Okay.
It happened, in the early morning hours, so that maybe indicates something. There also, ABC was able to speak with a former security guard for the Reiner family. He was hired sort of in the pandemic days when there were some robberies in this part of Brentwood. And he was able to, be pretty close to the Reiner family. He found that Nick was obviously troubled and antisocial. It was clear that he had a substance abuse problem, but he never displayed any violence. And in fact, when the guard learned of the couple's deaths in the last day, he actually assumed it was a home invasion. So this is, maybe speaks to kind of the history here. Maybe this took a violent turn unexpectedly, but Hollywood very much in mourning because Rob Reiner was an enormous figure in that industry. And we also saw last night Billy Crystal and Larry David show up to the Reiner's house just to pay their respects. And Crystal, who of course starred in When Harry Met Sally, which is one of Rob Reiner's biggest films, he looked as if he was near tears, according to an eyewitness.
Yeah. Well, Mike, we appreciate your report on this just tragic story. Thank you.
Of course. Take care.
I'm Jill Farmer for TB Exteriors, your choice for professional roofing, gutter, siding, and windows in the St. Louis metro area. They'll help you with your roofing insurance claims for residential or commercial roofs. They're CertainTeed Select Shingle Masters and offer the highest level warranties. Right now, mention KTRS and get $500 off a full roof replacement. Call TB Exteriors at 636-362-9503 or visit tbexteriorsmo.com to schedule a free estimate.
From the same guys who brought you the watering bowl, say hello to the Number 2 crew. The Number 2 crew will visit your yard once a week in St. Louis City, St. Louis County, or St. Charles County, and they'll take care of your dog's business. Think of the Number 2 crew as your yard's best friend. 314-717-8880 or the2crew.com. The Number 2 crew, reporting for duty each and every week in your backyard. The Number 2 crew or the2crew.com.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
You could save big when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive, but when we just come out and say it, it feels like it falls a bit flat. So instead, we're going to hire a professional voice actor and pay him absurd amounts of money to say,
I like this product.
Not sure why that was better. I mean, I'm a professional too, but we didn't pay him to say the business part, so back to me. Save big when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive. Sorry, I know hearing me say it was a bit of a letdown. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discount not available in all states or situations.
There are over 10,000 reasons why steel is not sold at Lowe's or Home Depot. Find tools for the job site or your own backyard at over 10,000 authorized local steel dealers. Find yours at steelusa.com.
Mizzou football.
It's a rushing touchdown, and Missouri extends the lead.
KTRS AM, FM 1061, K291CW St. Louis.
I'm Lindsay Davis, anchor of Prime, streaming weeknights on ABC News Live. Classes at Brown University are canceled for the remainder of the semester, but students on campus remain on edge after police announced they released a person of interest today. The search for the suspect who killed 2 students and wounded 9 others is widening. ABC's Whit Johnson is in Providence.
It's an alarming twist in this case. We spoke with some students just yesterday who were anxious about coming out of their homes even after they thought a person of interest had been detained. Now this investigation takes a major step backwards, leaving many in this Providence community grieving and afraid.
Shock and sadness in Hollywood after the stabbing deaths of famed director Rob Reiner and his wife Michelle Singer. The couple's son Nick Reiner was arrested earlier in connection with the murders. ABC's Alex Stone is outside the Reiner home and says the daughter discovered their bodies Sunday.
Apparently Nick Reiner had been dealing with for many years. They even made a movie together, Nick and his father, about his addiction and his mental health battles over the years. Those who know them say that he had been really struggling with that recently.
Rob Reiner was 78. In Australia, vigils are taking place following the mass shooting at a Jewish gathering for Hanukkah Sunday at Bondi Beach. Police say a father and son acted together to carry out the anti-Semitic attack. ABC's Faith Abube is in Sydney.
This is the worst mass shooting in nearly 30 years, and authorities say it was a targeted act of terrorism on the Jewish community. It was chaos Sunday evening as beachgoers ran for their lives. Police say a father and son targeted the crowd of Jewish people during a celebration to mark the first day of Hanukkah. At least 15 people were killed and 42 others were injured, including children and the elderly.
Police say the father was killed, his son was injured. And there's another chance to win big in tonight's Powerball drawing. The jackpot now up to $1.1 billion. You're listening to ABC News.
It's Julie Buck inviting you to join us for the annual Rusted Chandelier Open House. Come sip and shop and buy all the goodies to deck your halls at the Rusted Chandelier. They're located in Kirkwood at Manchester and Folger. You do not want to miss this store, especially during the holidays. Absolutely everything to decorate your home and get your cozy on this holiday season at the Rusted Chandelier.
This is KTRS News. I'm Sobe Bay. A man is facing charges in the murder of his ex-girlfriend in Sunset Hills. 30-year-old Joseph Marino has been charged on several counts, including first-degree murder of 64-year-old Melissa Anderson. Investigators say Anderson was found deceased in the basement of her home on Sunland Drive with significant injuries to her head and upper torso. One person is dead after an apartment fire in North St. Louis. Firefighters were called to a burning building along the 5800 block of Roosevelt Place yesterday afternoon. That's when firefighters discovered the victim. The cause of the fire is still being investigated. Dozens gathered for the annual downtown menorah lighting ceremony last night as the St. Louis Jewish community continues to process the deadly shooting during a Hanukkah celebration in Australia. The Jewish Community Relations Council of St. Louis said it's important to keep celebrating and keep being proud of who we are, to fight back against those who normalize anti-Semitism. At least 15 people were killed and 40 others remain hospitalized after a father and son opened fire on a crowd at Bondi Beach in Sydney. Cohen said the council will continue to host Jewish events across St. Louis with extra security in place. Illinois' new law allowing end-of-life options for the terminally ill is prompting negative reactions from Catholic organizations. Thomas Olp, executive vice president at Thomas More Society, released a statement which reads in part, "By legalizing physician-assisted suicide, the land of Lincoln has crossed a profound moral and legal red line." Illinois Senator Terry Bryant is also condemning Governor J.B. Pritzker's decision to sign physician-assisted suicide legislation. Bryant released a statement which reads in part, "As someone with strong Christian beliefs, I believe every life has value and purpose. This new law abandons that principle by creating a system with virtually no real safeguards." The Medical Aid in Dying Act goes into effect in Illinois in September of 2026. Missouri Attorney General Catherine Hanaway is expanding her office's investigation into kratom manufacturers and retailers. KTRS's Jill Enders has the story.
Missouri Attorney General Catherine Hanaway has issued 6 additional civil investigative demands to kratom retailers operating in Missouri. Hanaway says this is in response to reports that consumers may be exposed to unapproved, unsafe, and deceptively marketed opioid-like drugs. Among the local vape shops being investigated are Kratom Bunny Vape and More in O'Fallon, Get Plugged in St. Louis, and Flair Smoke and Vape in Baldwin. Jill Enters, KTRS News.
A St. Louis police dog is getting some added protection. Canine Officer Novo is receiving a bullet and stab protective vest. This is thanks to a charitable donation from the nonprofit organization Vested Interest in Canines. This KTRS Business Minute is brought to you by Walter Knoll Florist, the place for all your floral needs. Place your order anytime at WKF.com. Illinois is in the Federal Trade Commission's top 5 list of states with the most robocall complaints. According to data released by the FTC, National Do Not Call Registry fielded over 2.6 million complaints in 2025. Illinois was 4th with 943 complaints per 100,000 people. Arizona reported the most complaints, while Tennessee, Nevada, and Florida also ranked in the top 5. Despite a jump in complaints this year, FTC data shows the number is currently well below levels of 2021, when roughly 5 million complaints were filed. And this look at the markets is brought to you by JBL Financial. Tune in to Straight Talk on Retirement Saturday mornings from 9 to 11. Down day on Wall Street, Dow Jones closed down 41 points to 48,416. S&P 500 fell 11 points to 6,816. The Nasdaq dropped 138 points to 23,057. Now let's check sports and traffic with Captain Paul Kopsky.
Sobe Jacob Cruz scored 20 as Mizzou basketball beat Bethune-Cookman 82-60 in Columbia. The Tigers will be off this week for finals before taking on Illinois in bragging rights a week from tonight at Enterprise Center. And SLU basketball rallied from a first-half deficit to knock off San Francisco 85-75 at Chaffetz. The Billikens still have 3 more non-conference games before the A-10 opener New Year's Eve against St. Joe's. I'm Paul Kopsky from the Royal Banks of Missouri Sports Desk, and now on to traffic. A crash on 170 north past Scudder has been cleared. 64 west is crowded from Kings Highway to Hampton, and 55 south is running slow from Gasconade to 4500 South Broadway. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
Thank you, Captain Paul. KTRS weather cleared tonight, overnight low of 28. Sunny tomorrow and the start of 3 straight days in the 50s. Tuesday we'll have a high of 51, Wednesday high of 52, Thursday high of 54. Right now we have 42 degrees and the time is coming up on 4:08. I'm Sobe Bay, KTRS News, the talk of St. Louis.
Dr. Joe, it can get very confusing, but the one thing we need to know is GLP-1, right? That's the magic cure.
Yeah, they're on the med, and these medications are used, these GLP-1s, for reducing inflammation in your body. I get so many folks that are like, wow, I don't have the knee pain. I don't have the...
Because once you start losing weight, all these other things naturally happen to you in a positive way. Not just talk about the deals for KTRS listeners at stlmedweightloss.com.
All KTRS listeners, they get $50 to $100 off their first month. And what's beautiful about it, too, hey, I get it. The economy, what we just had, guys, things are difficult right now, but we make the plan work for you. We have financing options. We make this work for you because we realize how important it is to get down in your weight, get your confidence back, and really start feeling like the old you.
Call stlmedweightloss.com and ask Dr. Joe. stlmedweightloss.com.
Hi, Bob Hardcastle here, host of Money Talk, 8 a.m. Sunday mornings, brought to you by Tom Shaw Real Estate and Miller & Roberts, attorneys at law. Thanks for listening to Money Talk. Happy holidays, everybody. I'm Bob Hardcastle.
To make a donation, visit Glennon.org and click the Give button and help support the important work that Cardinal Glennon provides in changing lives. Light Up Glennon. Presented by SSM Health Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital, Ameren, and the Big 550 KTRS, along with Fisher and Fritchell, Prairie Farms, Gingham's, Appliance Discounters, Outdoor Living Inc., Overstock Outlet, Beatty Roofing, Benjamin F. Edwards, Aldon Heating and Cooling, Altair Travel and Cruises, and M1 Bank are proud to bring you
Light Up Glennon.
Our headlines for this Monday afternoon, December 15th. Little Lofts Play Cafe in Kirkwood slated to open tomorrow. Kirkwood will soon have an elevated indoor play space from Hannah and Alex Campbell, the former owners of Spencer's Grill. Little Loft Play Cafe is at 117 Argonne. It opens tomorrow and will include a Montessori-like gym with nature-inspired elements designed for infants to 7-year-olds. The play space will be completely contained with a full cafe that offers full visibility into the playscape. Little Loft will be open daily from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m., providing an early option for parents with early rising toddlers. Everything about the space has been designed with families in mind, from high retail shelves beyond little ones' reach to QR codes that allow parents to order without waiting in line. The play structure itself has a treehouse-themed motive, and families are given timers so they can give the kids a heads up when playtime is about to be over. 15 kids are allowed in the space at a time, and parents can watch their kids play from just about every spot in the space, including seated at the cafe counter, and play facilitators will stand guard at the door. So one more option for parents.
I don't want to leave.
Yeah. I love this because who knew before you had kids that you got to keep your eye on them all the time. I mean, I had to ask them. We would breakfast.
Who knew? That's cute.
We did breakfast with
Bless
Santa.
your heart.
God.
Breakfast with Santa. My wife left early so she could go do some shopping without him.
Mm-hmm.
Wink, wink. And I had to ask one of the parents, "Can you keep an eye on Finn just so I could go to the bathroom?"
Well,
you know?
yeah.
And then you go and you want to pick something up from the store, but you got to bring him in with you. You know, Bob, with the dog, we just roll the window down.
Did you, so you went to the bathroom, did you run back?
No, because I trusted the other parent there.
Yeah, that's a mistake. I'm back to my...
This play thing is great because you can order something, you can do everything while still keeping an eye on your kid. They've thought of everything.
That's the idea.
Sounds like they thought of everything.
Back to my outdoor stuff.
Uh-oh.
This is a new one. This is a few days old. Getting trapped in quicksand is a corny peril of old movies and TV shows, but it just happened to an unfortunate hiker in Utah's Arches National Park.
That's a nightmare.
1 million visitors a year, but there's some spots with quicksand. It's wet sand, and you try and dig yourself out, and it flows back into the hole. So a hiker was there, somehow had a beacon, one of those emergency beacons, really smart, I guess kind of like a satellite phone kind of thing, emergency beacon. And the rescue folks were able to scramble right away. They sent a drone into the canyon to find the hiker, Then they went in, they gave them a shovel, but as I said, you try to shovel your way out and you can't. Finally, they got a ladder and some boards and put the ladder in the quicksand to give a firm thing to pull out. And when you get in that quicksand, there's suction.
Yeah.
And
pulling against you as you're pulling. It's almost a tug of war with your body.
And the other thing is that you have to be worried about is hypothermia.
Oh.
But they were there in time before that really became an issue. I think I told the story before on the show about I was in quicksand one time.
What?
And like this, it's not one where you just keep sinking forever. I got stuck up to about my hips, but I couldn't move. I couldn't get out. We were doing a promotional TV spot. I was working for the NBC affiliate in Shreveport. And we did a thing, and I did my stupid Clint Eastwood impression, and I'm walking across this area that was all sandy, like a desert. And so we're looking for another spot, and I was going to go across this creek, and it looked like it was
solid
rock at the bottom of the water. There was a little water over the top. So I jumped in, all the way up to my hips.
Oh.
It was crazy. Now, I didn't start panicking or yelling for people because I knew they would be coming in. Within 5 or 10 minutes they were there and they had to reach in and pull me out. But it was kind of, it was cold.
And the panic, did it start to kind of like at a certain moment, this could go wrong?
If I didn't know that they knew where I went, I think I would have.
Yeah.
But it would be panicky. If you were completely by yourself,
and if you kept going deeper.
Yeah, I don't know what I would have done. Yeah.
I always thought quicksand was Hollywood.
No, and they do say it's very rare where you sink and you keep going over your head because it's liquid with the sand or mud or whatever mixed in, and so once you get to a point, you're pretty buoyant because of the water.
Yeah.
Got it.
All right, now let me ask you this: did your shoes make it out with you?
They were firmly tied, and everything came out. It was all pretty nasty, though.
You ever step in some mud or something?
And you lose your shoe.
And the shoe stays there.
Yeah.
Okay. St. Louis nonprofit has been, well, not charged with anything, but accused of blowing thousands of dollars in pandemic cash on frivolous things. The St. Louis Association of Community Organizations failed basic payroll records, subcontracted work without approval, and spent thousands of dollars to mow lots that typically cost the city about $100 a piece. There's a picture of a lot here, Bob, and this group, we got
$100.
We got hundreds of millions of dollars in pandemic funds, and they've been doling it out to these groups to clean up lots, empty lots, and all this stuff. They charged $12,000 to mow this lot. 1 acre.
See, this is the scam. This is the thing. This is
infuriating.
not a blue or red political thing. This is about abuse of money that could be used better. Did anybody call a high school and say, "Hey, we need some boys once a week to mow this lot"?
Right.
I guarantee you they didn't.
Yeah.
They went to a company. Oh, okay, we'll pay you whatever. It's unbelievable.
Well, it was a non-for-profit, wink, wink, and they abused.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Their opportunity.
Right.
And the thing is, I would have gotten out here and mowed it for $6,000. You know? So here's the good news, though. It seems like this administration is trying to clean this stuff up. They've actually put a pause on all the pandemic money that they still have.
Yeah.
It's taken them years to even spend a dime of this pandemic money. They put a pause in it, and they're reviewing everything to make sure that these things are as up and up as we could try to get them.
Yeah, that is really good news.
Which I do agree. I mean, we waste so much. I'll tell you this. Most of the time when you're doing a project, you want to save, and now you have the opportunity to do just that thanks to Dalco Home Remodeling. Right now, they have a great offer on windows at Dalco, and it is extended through the end of the year. Now, you can still earn that $600 tax credit on new windows. That's done after the new year and is not coming back. But then Dalco has kind of upped the ante, and in addition to that tax credit, you can save $260 per window for up to 10 of their Elite Series windows with 0% financing, and that's for up to 18 months. So Do the math. That's up to $3,200 in credits. And like I mentioned, that Energy Star tax credit offer, that's ending forever and will not return. So you need to act fast before this offer ends. You can call Dalco Home Remodeling at 314-298-7300. That's 314-298-7300 to get up to $3,200 in credits for up to 10 new energy-efficient windows. And I don't know if you guys have done this, but with these cold temperatures, you walk by one of your windows and just kind of place your hand, you feel that air coming in. Just think of how much warmer your house will be and how much you'll save on your energy bills next year. You can also learn more online at dalcohomeremodeling.com. Coming up, we're going to talk to Ryan Krull with St. Louis Magazine. He recently talked to the new Attorney General, Catherine Hanaway. We'll find out what her main focus is at the moment.
Okay, so the tree is up, but it's tilting towards the side door. All right, look, you got to get it straight. Go to Schnarr's Hardware, Clayton Road in Ladue or in Webster on Lockwood. Schnarr's Hardware has 2 locations, and they have everything for the holidays, whether it's extra extension cords, maybe a couple of extra lights, last-minute gift. Oh, Aunt Sally's coming. She's bringing you a gift. I got to get something. Schnarr's Hardware will help you out. You need to put the lawn to bed. Yeah, Schnarr's Hardware has all sorts of winterized fertilizers to help you get through these winter months. You see, at Schnarr's Hardware, it's more than just a friendly neighborhood hardware store. It's a part of Americana, and it has brought St. Louisans together for years. So when you walk into Schnarr's Hardware, you'll notice the customer service is great, the smell is great, the popcorn is free. Schnarr's Hardware. Happy holidays from Schnarr's Hardware. Make sure your holiday is complete with a trip to Schnarr's Hardware. Schnarr's Hardware, Merry Christmas.
It's the year-end clearance event at Miller Furniture and Mattress. Save up to 50% off now through January 4th.
I'm Mark Miller, owner of Miller Furniture, your home for quality American-made furniture since 1927. Right now, save up to 50% off on in-stock furniture store-wide, including last-minute holiday gifts, sofa sleepers, or dining tables for your family gathering.
Also save on custom orders from brands like Flex Steel, Smith Brothers, Amish-made furniture, and more. Plus, up to 60 months financing.
Save up to 25% on the largest selection of in-stock lift chairs from great brands like Flex Steel.
Right now, save 50% on select Chatham & Wells floor models. Plus, save up to $800 off select adjustable mattress sets from Tempur-Pedic and Stearns & Foster.
Visit any of our 4 showrooms in Belleville, Fairview Heights, Lake St. Louis, or Ellisville to save on over $8 million of inventory, and you'll save up to 50% off in-stock furniture and mattresses.
Don't miss the year-end clearance event at Miller Furniture, now through January 4th.
At Miller Furniture, we put the family in furniture.
Hi, Richard West with Overstock Outlet, wishing you and your family a happy holiday season. Visit us at Overstock Outlet. We are the best random store around where you never know what we'll have. We stock shelves daily with name brand products from major box stores. Check us out on Facebook to see our latest inventory. From all of us at Overstock Outlet, we hope you have a blessed Christmas season.
Visit Overstock Outlet in Lake St. Louis at 8621 State Route N or in Warrenton at 604 East Boones Lake Road and have a happy holiday season.
Recently, a good friend of mine was changing the light fixture in their kitchen, and they took the light fixture off the ceiling and they looked inside the ceiling and said, "What is the phone number to Michael Baldy?" If they would have listened to me, they would have put Michael Baldy's phone number in their phone because everybody needs a good electrician on speed dial. So here you go. The next time you need an electrician, you need to remember Michael Baldy and Baldy Electric. So the phone number, 314-968-9999. Indoor, outdoor, an old Victorian home, knob and tube wiring, and anything and everything in between. You see, Michael Baldy is a licensed electrician, and he has a team ready to go. Whether it's something for the ceiling in the kitchen, something for the lights for the holidays, whatever it may be, Michael Baldy and Baldy Electric. BaldyElectric.com, 314-968-9999, because everybody needs a good electrician on speed dial. BaldyElectric.com.
Your donation does change lives. Visit glennon.org and click the Give button. Light Up Glennon, presented by SSM Health Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital, Ameren, and the Big 550 KTRS, along with Fisher and Fritchell, Prairie Farms, Gingham's, Appliance Discounters, Outdoor Living Inc., Overstock Outlet, Beatty Roofing, Benjamin F. Edwards, Aldon Heating and Cooling, Altair Travel and Cruises and M1 Bank are proud to bring you
Light Up Glennon.
It's Monday, and that means news, politics, lighthearted topics, and everything St. Louis and beyond. It's Ryan Krull from St. Louis Magazine on the Big 550 KTRS, the talk of St. Louis.
Welcome back, Ryan. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm delighted it's not so frigid outside. How are you? How are you guys doing?
We're great. And you guys got a chance to sit down with the Attorney General, Catherine Hanaway. I mean, she has wasted no time in her first 100 days on the job, and she's just getting started. What'd she have to say about reducing violent crime?
Yeah, so her first 100 days, she'll be at the 100-day mark on Wednesday of this week, 100 days on the job. And yeah, she said that basically fighting violent crime across the state, but especially in cities like St. Louis and Kansas City, is priority number 1, 2, and 3. And what I think was really heartening for me to, when I was talking with her last week, was that she is really adamant. She wants to work across party lines to get this done. Doesn't matter if the mayor or anyone else has a D or an R next to their name. She wants to collaborate with other city officials, county officials, and just really clamp down on violent crime.
And don't you get a sense that Mayor Spencer is sort of creating a culture of city first, and doesn't matter, as you said, whether it's a D or an R. We've got to attack the issues that affect all of us.
I couldn't agree more. Yeah, according to Attorney General Hanaway, she said that she and Mayor Spencer are essentially texting buddies. Whenever they need to figure something out, they don't bother with official channels. They just, call each other a text, and it seems very collaborative, kind of a high trust situation between those two, and then also the circuit attorney, the attorney in the county, the federal prosecutor in St. Louis. It seems like it's a real, an all hands on deck situation, kind of in the best possible sense of that word or that phrase.
And Ryan, years ago, Josh Hawley ran a campaign ad that said, there's a bunch of ladders in the background. And he said, I don't want to be attorney general to use it as a ladder to Washington. And then he did just that. Eric Schmidt is now a senator in Washington. And Andrew Bailey is now the co-deputy director of the FBI. All three people used it as a ladder. Is Catherine Hanaway here to stay?
Yeah, I hope I don't eat my words here, but I get the sense that she truly is here to stay. I mean, she's had a super wide-ranging career. She was the Speaker of the House in Jeff City. She's been an attorney in private practice. She was a federal prosecutor. I really think this is sort of, prosecuting cases for the government. It's something that's in her blood. So I don't think she's interested in becoming a senator. And also, too, she's already announced she's going to run for re-election whenever she's up again. So that means she wants to at least have about 6 years on the job. So that is a real, what I think folks are looking for, someone to kind of focus on the job they have rather than trying to figure out what their next move is going to be.
And Ryan, you kind of touched on it. She believes that they're at a unique moment of cooperation when it comes to tackling violent crime. But does she have any ideas of how we're going to cut those crime rates?
Yeah, no, this is something where I think folks kind of in, deep blue St. Louis might not like what she has to say so much, because she really wants to take a tough on crime approach. She specifically mentioned kids who are 15 or 16 who commit violent crimes. She thinks they should be prosecuted as adults. And she referenced she would like to see a truth in sentencing law passed in Jeff City. So basically right now, if you're sentenced to 10 years in prison in Missouri, you're likely to do about half of that. She says that she wants, if you're sentenced to 10 years, you should serve 10 years. And that's something that's going to ruffle, I think, a lot of feathers among sort of reform-minded people when it comes to criminal justice.
Yeah, we'll see what happens there. You're also covering this crazy 1972 missing persons case. One, why has this case all of a sudden resurfaced?
That is a great question, and it has to do with the persistence of the descendants of this woman, Marie Mueller. So she disappeared in Frontenac way back in 1972, and her husband was investigated as possibly making her disappear in some way, killing her or something like that. But there was never really any evidence, and or most crucially, there was never a body. So it was hard for authorities to know for sure that she had even been killed. But her children, her descendants, grandchildren have really looked into the case quite a bit, and they were in communication with the Frontenac police over the course of the last few years, and the Frontenac police were very receptive to these tips. Even though this is way back in 1972, they were adamant they would like to solve this one. So whenever it came to light that that Marie may have actually been buried in the yard in this Frontenac house, the police pulled out all the stops. They contacted the FBI. They had dogs and other machinery on site, trying to see if there was indeed the remains of a person in this one specific part of a yard and a otherwise very, very nice, part of St. Louis.
And did they find anything?
No, I think everyone's very disappointed. They did not find anything, but the Frontenac PD stressed that this is an ongoing case. It's been cold for, 53 years, and it's going to have to be cold for just a little bit longer.
And is the husband still around?
No, he passed away. I think it was in the 1990s. So he moved out of St. Louis in the 90s, moved to Arizona, and passed away soon thereafter with his two children. And it was those two children are the ones that have kind of kept the flame alive. There's a really interesting interview that can be found online with the daughter of the woman who's missing, and it's just a really fascinating listen.
Wow. So what is next for this case?
Yeah, that is a really good question. So I think they're hoping that, the story I did for St. Louis Magazine, Fox 2 covered it, other outlets covered this. And I think even folks who maybe describe themselves as true crime junkies were unaware of this. So they're really hoping that just this woman's story gets put on more people's radar and ultimately leads to someone coming forward who knows something that might break open the case.
Yeah, it's interesting. We'll keep an eye on that. And then Kim Gardner fighting to keep her law license.
Exactly. Yeah, this was a wild one. So Kim Gardner, I think a lot of people thought she sort of rode off into the sunset, I guess, a few years ago, whenever she kind of resigned in disgrace from the circuit attorney's job. But no, she is now facing ethics violations brought by the state of Missouri that if she's found essentially guilty of these ethics violations, she could lose her law license, her ability to practice law in Missouri. And the ironic thing is, I think everyone who's watching this knows it really has nothing to do with Gardner's law license. I think she's kind of picking a fight on principles, being a little bit stubborn. And I say that because as far as I know, she's not living in Missouri. She's not even practicing law. You may remember she was interested in nursing a few years ago. So I think this is really more about her, trying to salvage a little bit of her reputation, a little bit of her legacy, more than it is about her actual law license.
Where is she right now?
That's the $1 million question. I was covering this thing last week, and I was asking everyone I could. I've heard everywhere from the Carolinas to elsewhere in the American South. No one seems to know for sure, but there's no indication that she's practicing as a lawyer anywhere. I think she's transitioned into the medical field, and she certainly was not answering that question either as to where she currently is.
Well, you can follow all of Ryan's reports online at stlmag.com. Ryan, keep up the great work.
Hey, I appreciate it. Talk to you guys next week.
Interesting stories, right? It is 4:31. Captain Paul, how's traffic?
Heidi, the roads are pretty quiet. We just have the usual slow spots. 64 West is crowded from Kings Highway past Hampton. 44 West is heavy and slow from Washington to Park, and 55 South is running slow from Potomac to 4500 South Broadway, where it is stop and go at times. This traffic report is brought to you by the Number 2 Crew. When your dog makes a mess in the backyard, give our friends at the Number 2 Crew a call. They will handle all of your dirty business. Visit them online at no2crew.com. That's no2crew.com. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
Do you guys remember when the government shut down last month?
Yeah.
For like over a month.
Mm-hmm.
That has caused some issues with our taxes in that you used to be able to file your taxes, I think, January 31st. Now they've pushed that back for 3 weeks. Here's the question. Are they going to push back the deadline to turn them in by 3 weeks? My point being, this tax season's going to be pretty crazy, and that's not even including the fact that the big, beautiful bill is the new tax code. It's a tax bill, and it's got all this new stuff in it, and frankly, if you were up to date on the old tax bill, which I don't know why you would be, but Now you got all new things to worry about. Why don't you just let somebody else do it and let my guy, Jeff Zufall, do it? Capital Advisory Group, capitaladvisorygrp.com, 636-394-5524. There's a new tax code in town, and you don't know how to do it, and frankly, we didn't know how to do it before with the old tax code. So let somebody who knows what they're doing take care of your taxes for you. It's going to be a weird tax season, 636-394-5524, and I can almost guarantee that you'll come out saying, boy, I kept a little bit more of what's mine. Keep What's Yours is the name of the show that we do, and the book that he's got coming out. He's got an update to the book because of the new tax code. Don't try to learn a whole new tax code. Just call Jeff Zufall, 636-394-5524, capitaladvisorygrp.com.
Conference play for Mizzou basketball is right around the corner. Get tickets to all Saturday SEC games at Mizzou Arena with the Mizzou Hoops Saturday Pack. The deal includes defending national champions Florida.
The Tigers have come to Gainesville and knocked off the 5th-ranked Gators.
Rivals Arkansas and Oklahoma, and NCAA tournament teams Mississippi State and Texas. Purchase your tickets today at mutigers.com/tickets. MIZ.
This holiday season, if you're looking to give that special client, friend, or family member a gift they won't forget, then how about a gift card from Annie Gunn's and the Smokehouse Market? Annie Gunn's St. Louis Magazine Restaurant of the Year continues to deliver irresistible cuisine served by the dedicated and knowledgeable staff in a comfortable and inviting setting. The Smokehouse Market, where you can pick up foods and wines inspired by the richness of country life, offers succulent steaks, pork chops, baby back ribs, and an array of imported and domestic cheeses, mustards, olive oils, sauces, pastas, or farm-fresh produce. So make this holiday season one to remember with a gift card from Annie Gunn's and the Smokehouse Market. Stop in or go to AnnieGuns.com. Everyone at Annie Gunn's and the Smokehouse Market wish you a safe and happy holiday season.
When it comes to AI, there's something big happening. The smallest things are creating giant revolutions. At Worldwide Technology, we're at the forefront of AI. With our one-of-a-kind AI Proving Ground, Cyber Range, and full-stack approach, you can build, test, protect, and implement AI solutions that deliver for you and your customers in a big way. Worldwide Technology. Together, let's make a new world happen.
Got big equipment dreams? Purple Wave Auction is bringing you the Kender Brothers excavating lineup, and this is your chance to make those dreams real. Late model long reach excavators from Cat, Sani, Komatsu, and attachments for any job site, all selling no reserve when the auction closes December 31st. Need those year-end tax advantages? Perfect timing. Head to purplewave.com for photos, videos, and inspection details so you can bid with confidence. Registration is free. Kender Brothers Excavating, selling now at purplewave.com.
Since 1950, Flanagan Paint and Supply is a St. Louis paint company that has been providing the homeowner and professional painters with top quality products, competitive prices, and to be the leading paint company for architectural, commercial, and industrial coatings. With experts in paints and stains and other custom home products on staff, Flanagan's has your resources to be your one-stop for style. With locations in Ellisville, Webster Groves, St. Peters, Edwardsville, and Wentzville, there's a Flanagan's Paint and Supply near you. Online at FlanaganPaint.com.
It's the holiday season at Gingham's Homestyle Restaurant. If you're coming to St. Charles for shopping or Christmas traditions, make Gingham's a must-stop. Quality homestyle meals and heartwarming soups prepared and served by our excellent staff. And the best pies around. Make this holiday season special at Gingham's. Wishing you and your family a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. From the owners, management, and staff at Gingham's Homestyle Restaurant. 636-946-0266 or ginghamsrestaurant.com.
Christmas, everyone.
Tune in Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for Straight Talk and Retirement with Jeff and Aaron Lapidus for an intimate understanding of the retirement needs you may soon be facing.
Let's talk about legacy. Yingling, 196 years of brewing. So meet the next generation of light beer. Flight, just 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. Flight is crisp, clean, and actually tastes like beer. It's time to level up, St. Louis. Flight from Yingling.
Your donation does change lives. Visit Glennon.org and click the Give button. Light Up Glennon, presented by SSM Health Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital, Ameren, and the Big 550 KTRS, along with Fisher and Fritchell, Prairie Farms, Gingham's, Appliance Discounters, Outdoor Living Inc., Overstock Outlet, Beatty Roofing, Benjamin F. Edwards, Aldon Heating and Cooling, Altair Travel and Cruises, and M1 Bank are proud to bring you
Light Up Glennon.
Well, the Big 550 is celebrating the 12 days of Christmas, and the way we do that, we give the gifts to you. And us, along with Herbaria on the Hill, are proud to announce the winner of Day 7 of the 12 Days of Christmas, the winner of a $250 gift certificate from Herbaria on the Hill. That goes to Christine Bradner. Congratulations. And if you weren't quite as lucky as Christine, well, guess what? Today is Day 8, and you have a chance each weekday during the event to go to KTRS.com and the 12 Days of Christmas slider and click to register for the daily prize, which changes each weekday at midnight. 12 days, 12 prizes. That's how it works. And then we get to announce the winner the next day. It is that simple and fun. So be sure to register to win today's prize. 4 tickets to a Mizzou basketball game from KTRS and Mizzou basketball. Again, go to KTRS.com. Click the 12 Days of Christmas slider to register for a chance to win today's prize. 4 tickets to a Mizzou basketball game. We started the show talking about the harmonica, and I want to learn how to play it. Somebody said, start with the C and go from there. And then somebody else pointed out that, Stan the Man used to always carry that harmonica with him, and it was fantastic. I can't tell you how many times I got a chance to hear him play, which it was just always a joy, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's so much fun. Let's talk about some holiday things. Are these the best holiday foods and drink? Do you think of a Christmas cookie as a sugar cookie? What is a Christmas cookie, in your opinion?
So if you were going to tie me down to one, I would think sugar cookie.
Is it?
But you have to have special icing decoration
and like
with
green
a Christmas
or red
theme.
Sprinkles.
Got to have a Christmas theme.
The sugar. The green and red, the little sugar.
But I'm talking about with the icing where it's a little green tree or something red and green, a Santa hat or something.
Something tied into that. My mom used to always make fudge that she would hand out to friends and family. Do you still do that? Do you make, I know our neighbor Annie always makes Christmas cookies and brings them over, but do you still kind of make something from the heart, from the kitchen, and give it to friends?
We made Christmas cookies last night.
You did, as a family?
Mm-hmm. They were chocolate chip cookies, but instead of chocolate chips, it was green and red mini M&Ms.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Okay. M&M cookies.
So my mother-in-law comes over every year a few days before Christmas, and they do traditional Christmas cookies. But the night or the day of Christmas Eve, I make my chocolate chip cookies.
Oh.
Or maybe I have Lucy do it. Anyway, because she was taught the proper way. And because you have to have them to leave a plate of cookies out for Santa Claus.
Absolutely.
And so we make those on Christmas Eve.
All right, so that's the other. Is a chocolate chip cookie considered a Christmas cookie, or is it just Santa's favorite?
I just think it's what we do for Santa. I wouldn't call it a Christmas cookie, but it's a Christmas tradition at our house.
Yeah.
My mom would make every year. She's going to do it here shortly. The Italian butter cookies.
Ooh.
Whatever.
Jennifer used to make a great, I don't know what kind of butter sugar cookie it was, and she made it with an English butter. It was so
that
good.
Sounds awesome.
My wife is like, we're going to make cookies tonight, and then she had to go to the store because we didn't have enough butter. I'm like, how much butter does it take? 2
a lot.
Whole sticks.
Yeah.
Of butter. That doesn't sound. Where's Jordan Kimmler?
We
She
never
did
run
say
out of
butter's
butter.
better than the other alternatives.
Butter's fine. Butter's is preferred.
Butter.
It was the bogus science from 50 years ago that turned everybody.
The little white puff balls, which are really crumbly. I don't know, she calls them snowballs. My favorite is the peanut butter cookie with the Hershey's Kiss on top.
Oh, yeah. What does it have a name?
Peanut butter blossom? Did I make that up?
But I'm all over it.
Did I make that up?
That's good stuff.
They do like a whole variety of cookies. But those peanut butter ones are the best when they come out because the Hershey's Kiss is still warm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good stuff.
Our friend Liz said she makes 10 to 12 different kinds of Christmas cookies every year, including homemade fudge. And Liz just sent us a card. It's on my desk that I'll share with you. I opened it during the break.
Nice.
For
Thank
all three of
you.
us. And it was very sweet, and we love your text, Liz, so keep those coming. I'll tell you, I also got a Christmas card from Haley Lux over at Altair Travel last night, and it's so cute.
Nice.
Her son is so adorable. Now she's expecting again. Altair really does feel like, we broke that news here on accident.
How'd I miss that?
I don't know. You probably weren't listening.
Prolific.
Yeah, I was
Probably doing something else.
I was doing
But,
something else.
I mean, the folks over at Altair really have become family. And I think that's the way they like it because they want you to feel comfortable. They really want to get to the nitty gritty of what you like and what you don't like so that they can help make that next vacation the best it can possibly be. They want to know if, do you like the nicer hotels or can you kind of save money there, but you really want nicer restaurants? Or do you want to be on a beach and it's all about the view? Or what would you prefer? Is it about adventure or is it about rest and relaxation? Those are some of the questions that the folks over at Altair Travel and Cruises kind of want to get to know so that they get it just right, and they can help with anything, whether it is an adventurous vacation where you are seeing and doing, maybe it's educational and really getting into the culture and getting your hands dirty and even making, a meal there on a farm like we did in Costa Rica. The options are unlimited when you travel with Altair Travel and Cruises. You can give them a call, 314-968-9600, and make an appointment. Say, hey, I want to come in and see what some of the featured destinations are. Or I'm thinking about taking the family to Disney. When do I need to start planning that? And they'll kind of help you with all of that so you know how much money you need to save to cover that vacation. Or if you don't know where you want to go and you're just looking for some ideas, you can always find that at altairtravel.com. Out of this world adventures and worry-free travel await with Altair Travel.
Over on the text line, someone said just got done making Italian Christmas fig cookies. Lots of work, but worth the effort. I did a search of hard cookie balls, powdered sugar, and they are pecan snowball cookies. I never liked them.
And yet you're making them.
No, that's what my mom would make.
Oh,
yeah.
You did not make those.
No, I'm just here for the peanut butter blossoms.
Got it.
Hey, it's Julie Buck for our friends at Triad Bank. They are a full-service financial institution, and they've been in St. Louis for over 20 years with 2 locations, one at Clayton and Lindbergh, and the other one just west of 270 on Olive. If you've got your own business and you want to have a better banking experience, look no further than Triad Bank. Their mission is to provide a wide range of commercial and personal banking services to you and your business. For more, go to triadbanking.com.
Everyone's talking about these weight loss drugs, and it's a good thing we've got Dr. Joe Molesky with us, a St. Louis native and board-certified primary care physician. Dr. Joe, it can get very confusing, but the one thing we need to know is GLP-1, right? That's the magic cure.
The magic cure is these weight loss shots. They're injected once weekly. They're not like the old medications that you've seen 20, 30 years ago. These medications actually work. They're injected once weekly, and patients see within the first 90 days 10 to 15 pounds down. It simply works, and that's why I recommend it to all of my patients. You simply go online, book an appointment, you fill out a health questionnaire form, you get an appointment on our schedule. It's all telemedicine based. It's all done from your home, and then you meet with me or one of my nurse practitioners, and then after the 10, 15-minute consult, the medication is delivered right to your door discreetly, and you get started right now on your weight loss journey.
And you want to start to lose weight? None better than to call STLMedWeightLoss.com and ask Dr. Joe. STLMedWeightLoss.com.
I'm Jill Farmer for TB Exteriors, your choice for professional roofing, gutter, siding, and windows in the St. Louis metro area. They'll help you with your roofing insurance claims for residential or commercial roofs. They're CertainTeed's select shingle masters and offer the highest level warranties. Right now, mention KTRS and get $500 off a full roof replacement. Call TB Exteriors at 636-362-9503 or visit tbexteriorsmo.com to schedule a free estimate.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
It is 4:48. Let's check back in with Captain Paul and see how traffic's moving along.
Heidi, the roads are still pretty quiet. We just have the usual slow spots. 64 West is crowded from Kings Highway to Hampton. 64 East bogs down at 170. 44 West is heavy and slow from Washington to the Millennium Hotel. And 55 South is running slow from Potomac to 4500 South Broadway. This traffic report is brought to you by Neighbors Credit Union. Give the gift of savings this holiday season to the young savers on your list with a smart savings account from Neighbors Credit Union. They'll earn 10% APY on the first $1,000 in balances. Visit neighborscu.org for complete details. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
Well, the Light Up Glennon event is tonight, and it was sad because the first one kind of got snowed out with that big traffic snarl and everything on a couple Mondays ago. But we're doing the big event tonight, and one of the sponsors is Prairie Farms. Darin Copeland is joining us to talk on behalf of Prairie Farms. And first and foremost, Darin, thank you so much for helping to sponsor this event. Everybody knows about it who listens to the Big 550 KTRS, but if anyone's new to the Big 550, we go down to Cardinal Glennon. We shine flashlights up to the kids who are stuck in the hospital for the holidays, who, for one reason or another, are spending the Christmas season down in Cardinal Glennon, and it just kind of gives them a chance to say, hey, you know, people still care about us, even though we seem to be completely removed from everything. There are people out there shining lights up at us, letting us know that they care about us. And Darin, why did you at Prairie Farms, why did you guys want to get involved?
Well, I think it's just a wonderful event for the children, and you know, we've got a little history here at Prairie Farms with supporting Cardinal Glennon through the Scoops of Fun at the Magic House, and we've donated ice cream for a number of events, fundraisers for Cardinal Glennon over the years. And when this came across my radar, I said, you know, it's just a great thing to do this time of the year, thinking about those kids and the uphill battle they have with recovery sometimes, and if we can just give them a little spark, a little encouragement for the holidays, I think it's just a fantastic thing to do.
And there's not a better marriage than children and good wholesome milk, right?
Absolutely, and ice cream too, and
yeah.
You know, chocolate milk and ice cream. I mean, those are the sort of things that bring smiles to kids and families, and obviously, you know, we use those tools a lot to do just that. And in a number of ways, we've been able to sponsor various events in the community like this, you know, through milk and ice cream, and you know, and on behalf of our dairy farmers who own our company, you know, we're just excited for this event, and I think it's going to be a great night. Hopefully, the weather plays nice.
Well, now, Prairie Farms is something that has been around forever. It's ubiquitous, and I don't think we think about, you know, what it is that you guys do all the time. Every time I go to the grocery store, I always think about you because I'm bending down to get the chocolate milk for my 5-year-old Finn. That's his brand. My father-in-law brought over Bosco the other day, and I said, I didn't even know they still made Bosco, but, you know, I almost threw them out. We're a Prairie Farms household here. But tell us the history of Prairie Farms. I know that we buy the milk all the time, but what is it that you guys do there?
Yeah, well, I mean, in a nutshell, we are a farmer-owned cooperative. We have just under 600 dairy farms or dairy farmers that own a little piece of this cooperative. And you know, essentially, we are the hometown dairy for St. Louis. We're headquartered over in Edwardsville, but we have a number of farms in and around the St. Louis area, all across the Midwest. And so fresh milk comes off of these wonderful family-owned dairy farms. and it goes to your local bottling plants, a couple of which are here in the St. Louis area. We have an ice cream plant in Brentwood, for example, that uses this milk that comes on off the farm, and we make award-winning products with that milk. And then many times we ship it out to the grocery stores within 48 hours, so it wouldn't be uncommon for milk to come off of one of our dairy farms and be on the grocery store shelf at somewhere like Schnucks in 48 hours. So
wow.
We're real proud of our heritage. We've been around since 1938, and as part of the St. Louis community, we just try to support as many things as we can, and Light Up Glennon just seems like one of those wonderful community events that aligns well with our mission to do what is right for the community.
One of the things I like about what you do, the slogan, dedicated farmers, happy cows, real milk, and the standards to which you take care of your dairy cows by the way they're fed and what they do to produce the great milk. I think that's a great part of your mission.
Absolutely. It's definitely part of the story. Our farmers go out of their way to take care of their cows, and many times those cows are treated just like family. If the farmer doesn't eat, it's because they're taking care of those cows and making sure they're happy and comfortable, and it's in their best interest to do so because cows make more milk when they're happy. And so in the wintertime, it's all about keeping them safe and happy out of the elements, and then the summertime, keeping them cool and plenty of water around to drink, and there's even things, a whole lot of discussion surrounding things like even the nutrition that these cows take in that is all tailored for their well-being and for making quality milk. So farmers spend a lot of time on that piece of their business for sure.
And Darin, we were just out at Walter Knoll Florist last week and got the tour of the big flower shop there on LaSalle, and it's almost impossible to think about how I order flowers off my phone and how they actually get to my loved ones. We don't even know how that works. And you just mentioned the cows can be milked, and within 48 hours, it's in a jug at Schnucks.
Yeah, it's a pretty incredible thing. I think it's, there's so much interest in the world regarding where does our food come from and how's it sourced. And we have this great story to tell, about local dairy farms right here across the Midwest, many of them here in Missouri and Illinois. And we don't ship that milk all the way across the country to some plant in California or wherever and then ship it back. It's brought to the local processing facility, usually less than 200 miles away, sometimes a lot closer than that. And that's so that we can maintain that freshness all the way through. And that's the reason why we are known for many of our award-winning dairy products, is because of that. We have that complete control of the process all the way from the dairy farm onto our delivery trucks to the processing plant, back on those delivery trucks out to your local grocery store. And we've gotten really good over 85 plus years at doing that in a short amount of time to keep everything fresh.
And Bob will probably echo me. When we got our tour of Walter Knoll, we were stunned with how the system worked. And they always say, you don't want to see how the sausage is made. Well, maybe not sausage, but I'd love to come out to one of the farms and just kind of see how it does get to our glass at the end of the day. But Darin, how long have you worked at Prairie Farms? Because before we got on the air during the commercial break, I was singing the jingle. Remember the jingle?
Yeah. So you remember the probably some of those old school commercials from, I'd say, back in the 90s, probably.
Yeah.
To be honest, we don't do a lot of TV advertising these days, but a lot of folks who have remembered our brand for decades still talk about some of those 90s commercials and the fresh milk jingle. And that's sort of how the Happy Cows Real Milk model, came to be, was kind of paying homage to those ads from that we remember from decades ago. And so, we got a lot of history in the St. Louis area, and I think that that helps us, with familiarity with our customers. But more importantly, around here, it's all about the quality and then being able to, because customers here in St. Louis support us, we're able to support some great events like Light Up Glennon, for example, and so it all goes back to those great dairy farm and those operations that support us.
And I think I'll be in my 90s, on my deathbed. And if somebody says Prairie Farms, I'll stop. Prairie Farms, Prairie Farms, Prairie Farm dairies.
But if you keep drinking Prairie Farms milk, you won't be on your deathbed in your 90s.
Yeah,
You'll have a lot more time to go.
I'll be in my hundreds. Darin Copeland with Prairie Farms, thank you so much for sponsoring Light Up Glennon. Thank you so much for being part of the event tonight. Again, I wish we could have done it 2 nights, but we're just doing it 1 night now. And if you want to get out there, hit the roads now. They'll be doing it starting at 6 and 6:30. Heidi's down there on her way down there right now. So, Darin, thank you so much for participating in the event, and hopefully we'll see you next year.
Thank you, and happy holidays, Merry Christmas to all.
When you pay for tree work, you want to be sure you're getting the most for your hard-earned money. That's why you should always use the ISA certified arborist at River City Tree Service in Baldwin, Missouri. Hi, I'm Steve with River City Tree Service, and we've been the go-to tree service since 2008. Tree removal, tree trimming, storm damage, deadwood removal, stump grinding, and more. Give River City Tree Service a call for all your tree service needs at 314-270-8071. That's 314-270-8071. River City Tree Service.
How's your deck holding up? Time for a new one? Time to redo the one you're sitting on? It's time to call Outdoor Living. Outdoor Living last summer helped me with my deck, and I cannot tell you how thrilled I am. Outdoor Living Inc. not only showed me all the different options, whether it's PVC, composite, vinyl wrapped, wood, but Outdoor Living has the largest showroom in St. Louis, 2,000 square feet of decking, so I figured out exactly what I wanted from the largest showroom in town. 314-966-DECK or OutdoorLivingInc.com.
Galmish & Sons have been providing quality heating and cooling services since 1950. They work exclusively with Lennox, the preferred choice of St. Louis homeowners. Call Galmish & Sons for your next Lennox HVAC installation and service. 314-993-1110.
Mizzou football.
The rushing touchdown, and Missouri extends the lead.
KTRS AM, FM 1061, K291CW St.
I'm
Louis.
Michelle Franzen. Police in Providence, Rhode Island are asking for the public's help to find the suspect in Saturday's mass shooting at Brown University that killed 2 students and injured 9 others. Tensions are building after police released a person of interest today. ABC's Rena Roy is on scene.
This community is on high alert. They are eager to hear an update on this urgent manhunt after that person of interest who was detained was released. And also a few hours ago, new surveillance video, Providence police putting that video out. It is far away. You can't see much, but they say that is the person of interest.
Police are offering a $50,000 reward for information leading to an arrest. Police in Los Angeles arrested Nick Reiner in connection with the stabbing deaths of his parents, Hollywood director Rob Reiner and Michelle Singer. LAPD Chief Jim McDonald today.
Nick Reiner, a suspect in this case. He was subsequently booked for murder.
Sources tell ABC News Reiner's daughter found her mom and dad stabbed to death inside their Brentwood home Sunday. Detectives are talking with family members and trying to understand Nick's recent behavior, described by some as erratic. Reiner became a household name in the 70s, playing Archie Bunker's son-in-law. He then turned his eye to directing some of America's most memorable films.
You are a meathead. What did you call me?
Back in the 70s, after finding national stardom as the recipient of Archie Bunker's affectionate nicknames on All in the Family.
You know what we do? Put it up to 11, exactly.
Reiner would emerge as a versatile director with his documentary about a fake band, This Is Spinal Tap. From there, he would continue to rattle off hit after hit with memorable films such as Stand By Me.
ABC's Danny New. In a new court filing, the Trump administration says the president's White House ballroom construction project must continue for security reasons. The National Trust for Historic Preservation filed a suit asking the judge to block the project. You're listening to ABC News.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
CVS Health supports people in the moments that matter, from picking up a prescription to connecting care. With nearly 5 million daily interactions and serving 185 million consumers and 1.5 million healthcare professionals, CVS Health holds a trusted place in healthcare. By simplifying care and improving health, we're helping people get the care they need. Learn more at cvshealth.com/investor day.
This is KTRS News. I'm Sobe Bay. An Illinois Republican lawmaker is criticizing Governor J.B. Pritzker for signing legislation allowing assisted suicide to become law. House Minority Leader Tony McCombie says this law goes too far.
Stakeholders raised red flags that were not considered and brushed aside. Those gaps pose real and dangerous consequences. I oppose this legislation because compassion must be paired with caution. Illinois should have taken a more responsible approach, and the governor should not have signed it.
Illinois becomes the 12th state to enact legislation to allow end-of-life options for terminally ill patients. A man is facing charges in the murder of his ex-girlfriend in Sunset Hills. 30-year-old Joseph Marino has been charged on several counts, including first-degree murder of 64-year-old Melissa Anderson. Investigators say Anderson was found deceased in the basement of her home on Sunlin Drive with significant injuries to her head and upper torso. Dozens gathered for the annual downtown menorah lighting ceremony last night as the St. Louis Jewish community continues to process the deadly shooting during a Hanukkah celebration in Australia. The Jewish Community Relations Council of St. Louis said it's important to keep celebrating and keep being proud of who we are, to fight back against those who normalize anti-Semitism. At least 15 people were killed and 40 others remain hospitalized after gunmen opened fire on a crowd at Bondi Beach in Sydney. Cohen said the council will continue to host Jewish events across St. Louis with extra security in place. Missouri Governor Mike Kehoe is set to give his State of the State address next month. The governor's office announced that Kehoe's speech will take place January 13th at 3 o'clock in the afternoon in the House chamber of the Missouri State Capitol. Metro Transit is getting ready to upgrade its current fleet of light rail vehicles with the next generation of Metrolink. In partnership with Simons, 55 brand-new state-of-the-art light rail vehicles are in design phase right now in California to replace the current Metrolink fleet, with the first deliveries of the new LRVs arriving in 2027. This KTR's Business Minute is brought to you by Walter Knoll Florist, the place for all your floral needs. Place your order anytime at WKF.com. Some employees with Edward Jones will soon be required to work in the office at least 4 days a week. The company announced that starting in June, employees who live within a commutable distance from home offices in St. Louis, Tempe, Arizona, and Ontario will have to work in the office. Currently, those employees are required to work 3 days in the office. And this look at the markets is brought to you by JBL Financial. Tune in to Straight Talk on Retirement Saturday mornings from 9 to 11. It was a down day on Wall Street today. Dow Jones finished at 41 points down to close at 48,416. S&P 500 fell 11 points to close at 6,816. The Nasdaq dropped 138 points to 23,057. Now let's check sports and traffic with Captain Paul Kopsky.
Sobe, the Cardinals signed free agent pitcher Dustin May to a one-year contract. May is coming off a career high in innings, playing for both the Dodgers and Red Sox last season. And the season came to an end for SLU soccer with a 2-1 loss to NC State in the national semifinals. The Wolfpack will play Washington tonight in the national championship game. I'm Paul Kopsky from the Royal Banks of Missouri Sports Desk, and now on to traffic. There's a crash on 270 north at 64, blocking the two left lanes with traffic backed up to Manchester. Estimated clearance time is 5:35. 64 west is crowded from Kings Highway to Clayton Skinker. 64 east bogs down at 170, and 55 south is running slow from Potomac to 4500 South Broadway. This traffic report is brought to you by Dents Express. Drive time can be hectic with traffic, weather, and fender benders. Dents Express can help with hassle-free dent removal, minor collision repair, and hail damage repair. Free evaluations, and they take care of the insurance paperwork. They've got 2 locations on Manchester and Baldwin and in St. Charles. DentsExpressSTL.com. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
Thank you, Captain Paul. KTRS weather. Clear tonight, overnight low of 28. Sunny tomorrow, and the start of 3 straight days in the 50s. High Tuesday at 51, Wednesday high at 52, and Thursday high at 54. But right now we have 39 degrees. The time is 5:08. I'm Sobe Bay, KTRS News, the talk of St. Louis.
It's the ultimate Cardinals weekend. The 29th winter warm-up, January 17th and 18th at Busch Stadium in Ballpark Village. Experience 2 days of non-stop Cardinals excitement, from clubhouse tours and Hall of Fame and museum access to autographs, auctions, memorabilia, and more. Join the fun. Meet your favorite players and support Cardinals Care, helping kids across the community. Admission tickets are on sale now. Visit cardinals.com/WWU to be part of the action.
Everybody loves good barbecue, and everybody wants to know where the next great barbecue place is. And if you're looking for an overnight sensation, it's only taken them 10 years. 3 Bay Barbecue and Bakery, Woods Mill and Clayton Road. There is a gas station, West County Phillips 66 gas station. In that gas station, in the back, for 10 years, some of the best barbecue in town. Bring a friend and spread the word. 3 Bay Barbecue and Bakery. Don't forget about the bakery, 3baybarbecueandbakery.com.
Experience all the magic of the holiday season at the Marketplace on the Hill. Shop local at the Hill Antique Market, and you'll help support more than 75 local vendors. Enjoy a delicious lunch at Oliva and unwind there during their now famous Wind Down Wednesdays. Consider renting the beautiful La Verona event space for your next party or corporate outing. It all happens at the Marketplace on the Hill at 4923 Daggett. Online at cateringstlouis.com.
This holiday season, be sure to check out the all-new Rollins Experience in Westport Plaza. Featuring the iconic brand's full line of ball gloves, bats, protective gear, apparel, and more. The Rollins Experience has a stacked lineup of gifts for all the baseball and softball athletes on your shopping list. Visitors can also experience the past, present, and future of gloves in the Rollins Glove Vault. Design their very own custom glove like the pros, or take cuts in the Rollins Hit Lab with the latest high-performance bats. Join those deemed the finest in the field and visit the Rollins Experience today.
This is Mariah, 3rd generation at Newsteaders Fine Jewelry. Buying an engagement ring can be intimidating. At Newsteaders, we ensure complete understanding of your purchase. We offer a choice in both lab and mine-grown diamonds and are able to work with any budget. Let our family help educate you on your choice at Big Ben and Doherty Ferry or at wowdiamonds.com.
Your donation does change lives. Visit Glennon.org and click the Give button. Light Up Glennon, presented by SSM Health Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital, Ameren, and the Big 550 KTRS, along with Fisher and Fritchell, Prairie Farms, Gingham's, Appliance Discounters, Outdoor Living Inc., Overstock Outlet, Beatty Roofing, Benjamin F. Edwards, Aldon Heating and Cooling, Altair Travel and Cruises, and M1 Bank are proud to bring you
Light Up Glennon.
In light of the terror attacks at Brown University and in Sydney, Australia, Don Mahalik, ABC News law enforcement contributor and retired senior Secret Service agent, is joining us with a few protocols and maybe procedures to know in case of a mass attack. Hey, Don.
How are you, Heidi? How you guys doing?
All right, man. What a day or weekend it's been. Let's just talk about some of the things that maybe we need to remember, especially now since earlier today, federal prosecutors announced charges against 4 members of an alleged extremist group accused of planning coordinated bomb attacks on New Year's Eve in California.
Yeah, all that says to me is that terrorism is alive and well. As Osama bin Laden said after 9/11, they play the long game. We try to go for quick wins, and terrorism has evolved and changed over the decades. And now we see a lot of it occurring online with radicalization occurring in dark corners of the internet and people finding tacit support, planning, and even execution strategies available to them.
Yeah.
And we've seen in all corners, whether it's foreign terrorism, domestic terrorism, you name it, it seems to be available on the internet.
It does.
Having said that, for most people, when they're going out and about in their daily lives, one of the things that we always try to tell people is to be situationally aware. Be aware of your surroundings. Be aware of where you're going. Be aware of what you're going into. And when you're walking into, whether it's a store, an event, a movie theater these days, follow some basic security and safety protocols. Know where you're positioned. Know where the exit doors are, just like in an airplane where the flight attendants point out the exit doors. Know where you can go to if you needed to get to someplace safe, so someplace of cover, whether it's inside or someplace you can get to safe, or whether it's outside, like at the beach in Australia, a building where you can get to for cover. Keep an eye on what's going on around you. And, one of the things that can't be said enough, if you see something, say something. If you see something strange, something doesn't look right, something doesn't look appropriate, tell somebody. Don't just write it off as, that doesn't look right, and ignore it. Say something, because like out of Australia, there's reports that people were noticing these two guys and noticing their behaviors, but I'm not so sure anybody went to anybody and said anything. So, for most people, that's kind of the basics to be aware and be safe in this day and age.
Don, we've all seen the video of the gentleman who was heroically tackled one of the shooters. Not something you would expect anyone to do, I guess, in a situation, unless you're trained like you are. The average citizen may do it, may not. It's a dangerous thing to do, but thank God he was able to jump that guy before he killed anybody else.
Yeah, he was apparently a fruit stand owner that saw what transpired and decided to take action. And, there are people in this world that won't just stand by and watch something happen. They'll actually leap into some type of action to do something. Of course, it's not something that law enforcement or public safety would encourage average civilians to do.
Mm-hmm.
But, we have to applaud people like this gentleman. I think his name was Ahmed. In Australia, who actually decided to get involved and try to save lives. And his actions probably did save a lot of lives.
Yeah. I mean, Don, in this day and age, I think people worry that they could be, overly concerned. Like, I remember one time being in church and somebody kind of came in the back and had a backpack on. And it was one of those things that you're like, you kept an eye on it, but did you want to be overly sensitive to it? How do you make that differentiate?
I don't think there's a point these days where you can be overly sensitive enough, because so many small things happen or little details happen that people might pay attention to and then write it off as I'm not so sure and not report it. I always say to people, what's the worst thing that happens? You report it to somebody. If it's a police officer or public safety or security person, they go address the individual or the situation. If it turns out to be nothing, it's nothing. But if it turns out to be something, you just helped stop a potential incident from happening. So there's no downside to saying something to somebody and for somebody checking it out to make sure it is nothing.
Yeah, so true. And just some great reminders as we kind of enter this. I wish it was a new era, but it's not. It seems like we've been dealing with this now for quite a while. Don, we really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me on, guys. I appreciate it. Have a good holiday, Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year.
Yeah, same to you. Sometimes you just need to get away from all of the bad news, and a great way to do that is to grab a great book at St. Louis County Library, or maybe, mark your calendar for one of the many great authors events. They have so many things going on in all the branches, but really the true gem now of the St. Louis County Library is the Clark Family Branch, because there's so much that they offer. I mean, you have the Emerson History and Genealogy Center, where you can really detail your own family histories and maybe even take those old photographs that are starting to maybe turn colors on you and turn it into a digital file, or convert those VHS tapes into digital files. Or if you have a teen who is super creative, but you know how expensive all that equipment can be. I mean, adding a green screen wall and all of the Mac computers and the Adobe suite of software, that gets really expensive. Well, they have it all set up for your teen at the Teen Creative Lab there at the Clark Family Branch. It's really a teen-focused maker space that provides all the tools and resources so that kids can kind of get there and lean into their creativity. Whatever you're looking for, whether it's just a great book or tapping into your own creativity, you'll find it at the St. Louis County Library. You can learn more at slcl.org.
The mission of the Ronald McDonald House Charities is to provide a home away from home for families of seriously ill children. Last year alone, the Ronald McDonald House served 546 families from 15 countries and 22 states. 76% of the families are from the area, and 25% of them have infants who are in the hospitals. The house is open 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, and they can't do it alone, and they're looking for St. Louis to support the wonderful Ronald McDonald House Charities. End of the year giving, rmhcstl.org.
St. Louis Ambush Indoor Soccer returns to the Family Arena this Sunday at 3:05 p.m. to battle cross-state rival the Kansas City Comets on Military Night at the Family Arena and be a part of the always popular Teddy Bear Toss.
Down the middle! Spins it in!
Make your plans to catch all the end-to-end action as your ambush battle the Kansas City Comets. Get there early for the Ambush Player Card Giveaway presented by Tucano's Brazilian Grill. Tickets available at the Family Arena box office or at Ticketmaster.com.
Fielder Electric Services has been meeting the needs of residents and businesses in the St. Louis area since 1987. As a family and Christian-run business, Fielder Electric believes in treating the customers the right way. Fielder Electric provides service to residential, industrial, or commercial businesses. Under the directive of a licensed master electrician, all work is completed by our professional electricians. Get a free quote from them today. Visit them online at fielderelectricservices.com or give them a call at 314-773-5185.
Get ready for an epic showdown when the St. Louis Blues take on the Vegas Golden Knights on Friday, January 2nd during Superhero Night, presented by CarShield. Theme night ticket buyers will receive an exclusive Blues Wonder Woman jersey, available in adult and youth sizes. Rep your favorite team and unleash your inner hero. And don't miss the off-ice superhero-themed activities and entertainment throughout Enterprise Center while at the game. Get your tickets to this action-packed night at stlouisblues.com/promotions.
When you want to send flowers to a loved one for a birthday, anniversary, or that special occasion, call your friends at Walter Knoll Florist. Walter Knoll is family-owned and operated and offers custom designs by expert designers. A huge inventory and selection that only the largest florist can offer, with quality and care that no grocery store florist can meet. They have several locations in the St. Louis metro area to serve you. Order online today at WKF.com. That's WKF.com. Walter Knoll Florist, your personal florist since 1883.
As if you need another reason to go to Appliance Discounters, they always have the lowest prices in town. Plus, take an extra 5% off an instant rebate when you purchase from Appliance Discounters. They also have factory rebates up to $1,500. They have next-day delivery, 18 months interest-free financing. The #1 appliance retailer in the region, theappliancediscounters.com. 6 locations, 5% off starting today. theappliancediscounters.com.
Experience the Old House in Hog Hollow, a beautifully restored 1859 farmhouse in Chesterfield. Hi, this is Angie. Our wine bar cafe offers a cozy, nostalgic atmosphere perfect for savoring fine wines and delicious food. Planning a celebration? Choose from our charming upstairs rooms, our intimate cellar, or reserve the entire house. Plus, enjoy live music Wednesday through Sunday from 1 to 3. Old House in Hog Hollow. Reservations recommended. Call 314-786-5107 or check out our website at oldhousechesterfield.com.
From the same guys who brought you the watering bowl, say hello to the #2 crew. The #2 crew will visit your yard once a week in St. Louis City, St. Louis County, or St. Charles County, and they'll take care of your dog's business. Think of the #2 crew as your yard's best friend. 314-717-8880 or the #2crew.com. The #2 crew reporting for duty each and every week in your backyard. The #2 crew or the #2crew.com.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
Okay, don't expect something that fancy next year when I start practicing my harmonica.
Oh, they're setting the bar high.
Start with something very simple, maybe Jingle Bells.
It's a year from now.
Yeah, I know. I'm starting to get nervous about my New Year's resolution already. Now I have 2. We've got the harmonica, and as Jordan was mentioning, getting rid of all that plastic.
Yes.
And that's a big one you're seeing everywhere, maybe moving over to the glass containers. to reheat something. I need to do that. You see, people are also predicting the American traditions that will slowly fade away in the coming decades. One of them being class reunions. Do you attend your class reunions?
I haven't attended them all, but I've done, I think, 4.
Okay.
You just had one, though, right?
A year ago plus the 50th.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did that.
It's a pretty good one right there.
Yeah.
I did the, I guess, 20 year, and then I think that's good enough for me.
Really?
Yeah.
I have not been to one, nor will I go to one.
Okay. So maybe it's going away for you as well.
You're making a stand.
Well, those people didn't treat me very well.
Oh, so some bitterness involved. We're getting a little deeper into the...
Way deeper. Maybe the massive gender reveal parties.
Oh, please,
I feel like those came
very
out
much.
of nowhere, and maybe they will disappear as quickly as they popped up.
You can go on Instagram and just do gender reveal and get video after video of fails.
Yes.
And people exploding.
Of danger.
Yes, bombs in their living room and grandma's covered in blue dust.
It can be, you know what? I get where it's kind of fun, and it's a really exciting time in your life for the two parents and the grandparents or the future grandparents. But does anyone else really care? You know, you let us know when the baby's born. But if they're having fun and not hurting anybody, okay.
All right, Bob, you got 3. Did you guys find out beforehand?
2 of them, yes, 1 no. No. 2 no, 1 yes.
And what was the reason for finding out with the 1?
It's one. We've been through it. We'll just figure out.
Go start planning.
What do we got to put in the baby's room?
Yeah, makes it a little easier.
Yeah.
Did you guys find out?
Oh yeah. I thought it was going to be a girl, but it wasn't. So my sister-in-law didn't want to find out, and so I said, "Well, what color you painting the baby's room?" And she goes, "Gray." And I go, "Gray."
What, are we on a battleship?
I was like, is your baby going to be an accountant when they grow up? No offense, Jeff Super.
Yeah, I knew that was coming.
Oh, man. Somebody on text line said Facebook has ruined reunions. I guess you don't need to see everybody to catch up on
that's a good
all
point.
of those things.
That's a good point.
People are hoping that daylight saving time goes away, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Someone else saying thank you cards, but I still like getting a thank you card.
Being nice is always good.
I think so too. So anyway, there's a small list. You mentioned the babies, and you always want those babies to be healthy. It's what we hope and pray for always. But if a child is sick, you know, there's no better place to be than Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital, and I am heading there right now, and it is time to light up Glennon in the next hour. It is really a time to kind of just gather as a community. It's a tradition that shows those kids and their families inside the hospital that we're all standing with them, and we'll talk to a mom of a Glennon kid here in a minute, and it just reminds you how very important all of the different services that Cardinal Glennon offers truly are. Beckett is the Glennon kid, kind of the poster child for Light Up Glennon this year, and just such a sweet kid who is now doing great. And Light Up Glennon is just a reminder of how powerful a community can be. We're going to shine the flashlights. All the first responders will be there up on their ladder trucks. Santa and Mrs. Claus will be there. So you still have a little time to meet me there at Cardinal Glennon, right there on the grass in front of the hospital on Grand. It's going to be a great time, and promise you that you'll enjoy it just as much as the kids are. When you see those little faces shining back at you, it is absolutely incredible. But of course, you can always give and make a difference at Cardinal Glennon. Just go to glennon.org. You can read the stories. You can read about some of the programs, and whatever it is that you can offer, it truly does make a difference. Glennon.org. All right, 527. Let's get a check of traffic. What am I going to be facing as I head to Grand and Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital, Captain Paul?
Heidi, there is an accident on 70 West before 79, blocking the 2 right lanes with the stop and go back up to Mid-Rivers Mall. The estimated clearance time is 5:50. We also have a crash on 270 South at Manchester, causing a backup to 64. Estimated clearance time 6 o'clock. 270 North is jammed from Manchester to 64. 64 West is crowded from Kings Highway to Hampton. 64 East bogs down from McKnight to Big Bend, and 55 South is running slow from Gasconade to 4500 South Broadway. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
Royal Banks of Missouri is proudly reinvesting in its hometown of University City. Their new branch at 8550 Olive Boulevard is now open to serve you. Visit their team in University City to discover how they can help you refresh your finances and invest in your future today. Call 314-212-1500 or go to royalbanksofmo.com for more information. Royal Banks of Missouri, member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Big news, St. Louis. When it comes to selling your home fast, for cash, and as is, the community has spoken. Robank Properties LLC has just been voted Best of the West by the readers of the West News. Why? Because at Robank Properties, we keep it simple. No repairs, no cleanup, no showings, no waiting on banks. Just a fair cash offer fast. Inherited a property? Facing a move? Tired of being a landlord? Or just ready for a hassle-free sale? Robank Properties is your trusted local buyer. Committed to honesty, transparency, and making the process painless from start to finish. And now, thanks to you, we're officially Best of the West. So if you're thinking about selling, call the team your neighbors voted #1, Robank Properties LLC, cash buyers of homes as is. Visit us online or call today for your no-obligation cash offer at robankproperties.com or call Mike at 314-283-0867. That's 314-283-0867. Robank Properties LLC, we make selling simple.
A weekend at home or a weekend RVing? Staring at your neighbor's security lights or counting stars? Watching the Travel Channel or sitting around the campfire with friends? Break away. Get out of town in an RV from Byerly in Eureka.
For the rest of your life, you gotta be there. Byerly RV.
Hi, Bob Hardcastle here, host of Money Talk. 8 a.m. Sunday mornings, brought to you by Midwest Money Company, Cutest Funeral Homes. Thanks for listening to Money Talk. Happy holidays, everyone. I'm Bob Hardcastle.
Watch your favorite team, eat your favorite food. It's the Village Bar. You've heard about the world-famous cheeseburger. Stop by and check it out. Even better, bring your friends on your way to the game, after the game, or just watching the game. Food, sports, and a cold beer. We'll see you at the Village Bar.
Are you retired? Are you thinking about retiring? Who is helping you with retirement? Might be time to check out the show When Retirement Happens, hosted by Kevin Lloyd of Legacy Wealth Advisors. Saturday at 1, Sunday at noon on the Big 550 KTRS.
Light Up Glennon, presented by SSM Health Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital, Ameren, and the Big 550 KTRS, along with Fisher and Fritchell, Prairie Farms, Gingham's, Appliance Discounters, Outdoor Living Inc., Overstock Outlet, Beatty Roofing, Benjamin F. Edwards, Aldon Heating and Cooling, Altair Travel and Cruises, and M1 Bank are proud to bring you
Light Up Glennon.
Light Up Glennon is tonight. It's a chance for the community to show some love to the kids at Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital. Sam Krieg is a mom who knows all too well how important the doctors and nurses and therapists are there, and she's joining us. Thanks for making time for us this afternoon.
Absolutely. Nice to talk with you guys.
So, Sam, your son Beckett is the face of Light Up Glennon this year. Tell us about his journey. He is absolutely adorable.
Well, thank you. So Beckett was diagnosed with leukemia at the age of 4.
What did you think at the time? He was just kind of lethargic. You thought maybe it was COVID?
Yeah, he actually was really sick. He started coming down with something toward the end of July, early August. He had some random pains, and then in the middle of August, he had COVID. And of course, COVID then in children was really not studied well. We didn't know much about it. So the doctors kept thinking that his white blood cell counts being low and the pains he was having was related to COVID with children and long-term COVID. So it took several months and a lot of trips to Glennon, and they were patient with us and explained everything so well. They cared for our whole family the entire time. And then in October, he was diagnosed with leukemia, which surprised everyone. Even our oncologist, who is one of the best, was shocked by the diagnosis. She did not think his labs ever looked like typical leukemia labs.
Really?
So, yeah. So we had a really awkward, crazy story, but I know that we were in the right place at the right time. We had amazing people around us. We met other Glennon families on 4 North, which is the oncology floor. We had to live at Glennon right away for the first month, and we have 2 other children. At the time, they were 6 and 9. Now they're growing up and amazing. But, it was during COVID. We couldn't bring anyone else in or out of the hospital with us. It was my husband and I on our own with Beckett in a really fearful, scary position. And our kids were at home with grandma and grandpa, scared and without mom and dad's support, on a daily basis. But Glennon didn't just support, those of us in the hospital all day long. They would give us the tools and resources we needed to support our other kids and our family. We were surrounded with the best community here where we live. And my husband's coworkers, since he's a firefighter, they were just absolutely incredible. So the community support is the biggest piece to get you through a time when you really have nothing else.
Yeah. And you guys don't live here in St. Louis. You're not too far away in Illinois, but I mean, it's a trip to get back and forth.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's about an hour for us to get to the hospital. So it was, at the time it was not easy. It was not an easy journey. We quickly made Glennon our second home, and now Beckett even knows the drive. We were just there last week. We go in every 8 weeks right now for labs, follow-ups to make sure that he's still healthy and cancer-free. And just last week when we drove there, he knows all of the ways. He knows when we're about to pass Busch Stadium, and he saw his own face on the billboard, and he thought that was the coolest
that's
thing.
so cool.
Yeah, it is. And Beckett is now 8, and as you mentioned, he rang the bell last year. He is cancer-free. But let's go back to, when something like this happens and you hear that awful C word, your whole life is turned upside down. And the staff at Glennon really understands that. What struck you about the doctors and the nurses and the therapists and even the people in the cafeteria at Glennon?
I can tell you, this sounds so silly and mundane, but the littlest people make the big differences. Obviously the doctors and the nurses and the people who are caring for our kiddo 24/7, but we became so comfortable that when we would walk in, the security guards would even say, "Hey, Sam, hey, Kenny."
Yeah.
And it was just at first we were like, they know everybody's names. This is awkward. But they, when you're there that much, they come to know you and they love you. And we had an amazing housekeeper. She would come in and clean his room every day and make sure everything was germ free. And she would stop and ask every morning, "Can I pray with you guys? Can I pray over Beckett?" And to us, that was a big piece of everybody who didn't have to do that, who didn't have to stop and take care of Beckett. They're not doctors, they're not nurses, but they did, and they care about everyone and you and your family, not just the kiddo who's in the hospital chair.
Yeah. And Sam, I think you kind of pointed this out. You said it's not just you, it's every single family that they treat that way. And when you're in such a moment in your life, I mean, that is just the littlest thing that can lift you up.
Absolutely. I cannot be more grateful for Glennon, and I know, everybody that we've met along the way has said the same thing, that they just landed at the right place at the right time, and that this was the best care that they could have asked for their children. Beckett, now that he's getting older, will say, "How long am I allowed to go here? Because there's only kids here." And I'm like, "Don't worry, buddy. You've got plenty of time. We are Glennon for lifers."
Isn't that true? My godchild spent the first 9 weeks at Glennon, and we just did the Sun Run, and it's so much fun to see, grown adults in their red shirt at the Sun Run, and it's like they're still a Glennon kid because it just means so much. Sam, how important is it for families to see the rest of us out there on the lawn with our flashlights singing Christmas carols for Light Up Glennon?
We are excited to be on the other side of it this year. It's going to, I'm probably going to be in tears, so don't look my way too much. It's really cool. Even like you mentioned, the Sun Run and the Light Up Glennon events, all of those things show these kids that it's not them fighting on their own. Beckett sees it in real life that these people supported Glennon even before we were there. And if it weren't for people like us now who are willing to give back to Glennon, you don't know who's next.
Yeah.
You know, for the people that came before us who did these things before us, I am so grateful that they were willing to share their story and reach out and help support Glennon, because we didn't know we were next.
Yeah,
you know?
that is such a great point. We're talking to Sam Krieg, who is Beckett's mom, and Beckett now 8 years old and cancer-free. And honestly, is just an adorable future firefighter. I'm also, though, wondering, you know, it's more than just like the needles and the test tubes. It's like the other little library nooks or like the arcade. It's those places that Glennon has created so that when they feel good, they can actually feel like a kid.
Yeah, absolutely. It is emotionally draining for the kids and the adults. And being able to walk away and go to a playroom and let them play arcade games, and nurses bringing in Nerf guns and playing, you know, shooting at targets on the wall and chasing them down the hall. The fun pieces, and like you said, even the little reading nooks on 4 North where we stayed with the oncology floor, there's little nooks at the end of each hallway with windows overlooking the city. So we would go on little walks and we'd say, okay, where does this one, you know, lead to? And we would look out the window and, oh, that one you can see the arch, or over here, what can we see? Those little things make a huge difference. And it's so bright and fun, and it's not scary when it should be scary.
Yeah. So well put. Sam, thank you so much for sharing your story. Give Beckett a big old hug. Light up Glennon. The event begins at 6 on the hospital grounds. You can't miss us. There'll be a big crowd with all of our flashlights. We'll turn on those flashlights and aim them toward the hospital at 6:30. Oh, and cookies and hot chocolate will be available. You can also make a donation if you can't make it to Tree of Hope at Glennon.org. Thank you so much, Sam.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Hey, it's Jill Farmer for 20 Minutes to Fitness. What if I told you you could build real strength and bone density with just one 20-minute workout a week? At 20 Minutes to Fitness, that's exactly what happens. Using scientifically proven strength-building methods, you work one-on-one with a personal trainer who sets the equipment, watches your form, and safely takes each major muscle group to deep fatigue in just 2 to 3 minutes per machine. Then, during the rest of your week, your muscles rebuild. It's ideal if you're out of shape, recovering from injury, or worried you're just too old to start. They're staffed by health pros, managed by a physical therapist, and clients range from 18 to 101. And if you're on a GLP-1 medication, this is one of the best ways to rebuild the muscle those meds can cost you. No memberships, no crowds, just appointments, personalized training, and results. They even offer movement and mobility sessions to help with balance, mechanics, and those everyday aches and pains. If it sounds too good to be true, try it for yourself. Your first session is free. Now celebrating 24 years in Chesterfield and Clayton. 20 Minutes to Fitness. Try it yourself to see why I love it so much.
Scott, can you believe it's already been more than a decade since the Queen of Carpets sold flooring to St. Louis area contractors?
I know, but I don't have to be a king to offer contractors today's lowest prices.
Yes, contractors owe it to their customers and themselves to shop at Best Buy Flooring for the largest in-stock selection of carpet, carpet tile, sheet vinyl, laminate, hardwood, luxury vinyl plank, and luxury vinyl tile.
Plus 3 convenient locations, North County, South County, and Metro East.
Open 7 days a week.
Best flooring, best selection, Best Buy. Best Buy Flooring.
M1 Bank. Banking on a mission through the power of purpose. M1 Bank invests in low-income housing and renewable energy to support communities nationwide while maximizing returns to our local communities. M1 Bank has locations in downtown Clayton, De Pere, and Creve Coeur, and online at m1bank.net. M1 Bank believes in the mission to help people through the power of purpose. This inspires and propels our community outreach, which is why we are proud to support Light Up Glennon.
A message from the Master. If you are looking for that one-of-a-kind gift this year, come on in to Newssetter's Fine Jewelers. Let Richard draw your future present for somebody you love. This special engraving lasts a lifetime. At the corner of Big Ben and Doherty Ferry or at wowdiamonds.com.
This holiday season, remember those close to you, relatives that you spend time with.
Is this the airport club?
We're here.
Oh, that was fun. I love riding in cars.
And then, just can't wait to escape from.
Can I refill your eggnog for you? Get you something to eat? Drive you out to the middle of nowhere? Leave you for dead?
No, I'm doing just fine, Clark.
The Big 550 is the family and friends that are always here. Happy holidays from Minnetonka, St. Louis. KTRS. Today is for the kids. The kids at Cardinal Glennon. Light Up Glennon. Presented by SSM Health Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital, Ameren, and the Big 550 KTRS, along with Fisher and Fritchell, Prairie Farms, Gingham's, Appliance Discounters, Outdoor Living Inc., Overstock Outlet, Beatty Roofing, Benjamin F. Edwards, Aldon Heating and Cooling, Altair Travel and Cruises, and M1 Bank are proud to bring you
Light Up Glennon.
Well, Bob, I had to look it up because I knew there had to be a song associated with When Harry Met Sally.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, good call.
Really-
I didn't catch it right away, but yeah.
Really great movie. But look how young Harry Connick Jr. is in this video. You see this?
Well, we were all young 35 years ago.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Boy, 35 years ago, 1989.
That shows how classic movies hang on, which gets me to our entertainment report. Rather than dwell on the horror of the loss of Rob Reiner and his wife, I wanted to talk about the stuff that'll last. And you made a great point. We didn't even talk about it, but you made a great point showing how great art lives on and those contributions from Rob Reiner. And I always do things in threes. You know, I like the trilogies, but I couldn't hold it to three, so I had to do six.
Oh, that's just 2 threes.
2 threes, but I broke it down into threes.
Okay.
So my 6 breaks down into threes. But he went on a heater from 84 to 92. Classic. I mean, just classic films that will stand the test of time. And they already are, as you pointed out with that music. I can go in order, but instead what I'll do is break them down into comedies and non-comedies. So the 3 comedies I put together, this is Spinal Tap, which I just watched again in its entirety the other day.
The new one's out.
And the new one's out. I hope I get to go see that. Then The Princess Bride, which is such a good movie.
And is it a kid's movie? Because we all watched it as kids. But
you did.
Yeah, right.
I was a grown-up. I think the fairy tale part of it, and it's not particularly violent or overtly sexual.
Or vulgar. It's just a really good movie. And then, of course, probably, I'd have to go back and think about it, but probably my favorite rom-com, When Harry Met Sally, as you pointed out. What I love about When Harry Met Sally is Billy Crystal's character, really not a nice guy. But they somehow, spoiler alert, from 1989, they come together. And then you've got, who is Carrie Fisher and who's the other guy? Bruno something.
Bruno Kirby.
Bruno Kirby. They're the friends that are like, we knew you guys.
We were trying to get them together all those years. Then I got the 3 non-comedies. 1 and 2 of them, interestingly enough, are adaptations of Stephen King stories.
And I'll stop you there. When I think of Rob Reiner, I think of the comedies. I think of his mom in that deli. I'll have what she's having. When you look at his filmography,
well, here are the other 3 that came in that stretch. 1986, Stand By Me, which was adapted from Stephen King's short story called The Body. It's a terrific film. And then you have Misery from Stephen King, which is
not a kid's movie.
Kind of a horror movie. And then finally, which I think is the best courtroom scene, not necessarily best courtroom drama, best courtroom scene at the climax, A Few Good Men.
And I didn't even know that was him. Stand By Me has been a staple in my house since I was 8, and I didn't even know that was a Rob Reiner movie.
And you could see how, each of these could go into a different even subgenre and how good he was, and those were all classic films.
They really were, and he was Hollywood royalty with Carl being his father. And then I found out yesterday that he was married to Penny Marshall.
For a little while, yeah.
For a little
That
while
was
in
his
the
first
70s.
wife.
Yeah. Holy cow. Power couple.
Now, you mentioned Carl Reiner, his dad, who, when you get into the history of comedy, is one of the true icons. And you know, Carl Reiner produced the Dick Van Dyke Show. The Dick Van Dyke Show is about a television writer, very loosely based, inspired.
Is he Carl?
He's Carl Reiner.
Yeah.
Very loosely inspired, and then they just went off and did all the stories.
But Rob, what's his name in the movie? Rob?
Petrie.
Rob Petrie.
So I mentioned that to bring my next story up. That Dick Van Dyke celebrated his 100th birthday Saturday.
Isn't that something?
100th birthday. He says, I really feel good for 100. Sometimes I have more energy than others, but I never wake up in a bad mood.
How about that? And I think, remember that?
And I loved that show when I was a little kid. I watched it every episode.
What was that medical drama that he was in, or that medical show, Diagnosis Murder or something? He had to be in his 80s when that thing was going on.
Yeah, I never saw that. And then another sad note for another section of our audience. From General Hospital, Anthony Geary passed away at age 78. And for anybody who was around back in the day, General Hospital and the Luke and Laura saga were at the very tip top of everything. I mean, that's what people were talking about. Luke and Laura.
Yeah. And you said back in the day, mine was Days of Our Lives. Came on at 2 o'clock right after we got out of high school. But you used to watch Santa Barbara?
Well, because I worked at an NBC affiliate, and by the time I got in, it was kind of at my desk. It was on. It was on, which is clearly the basis for the SNL skit, The Californians.
Devin, what are you doing here?
Take the 405. Got time for some birthdays?
Yeah.
All right, here. This is going to be. You're going to be challenged today. You're going solo. It's like golf. It's just you and the course.
Okay, I could do this.
I'm gonna guess you don't even know this person. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Maud Apatow.
Maud Apatow is Judd Apatow's daughter.
Oldest daughter.
And they are actresses now. They're in the
two daughters.
They were in the commercials with the mom, Leslie Mann.
And they were in
they
Knocked
were
Up and
Knocked
This Is
Up.
40.
Yeah.
And I tell
kids.
you, I fell in love with those two little kids. They were great. So they're just little kids, right? So how old could she be?
Oh, man. Knocked Up had to be 20 years ago. She's the older one?
Yeah.
She 28?
Bang, got it. Look at Josh, deductive reasoning.
Boy, I really sounded that one out.
I'm really proud of you. You're a music guy. Much more eclectic than me with your taste.
Okay.
The Himes? You know
Haim.
Hames.
Yeah.
Alana Haim.
Yeah,
She's also done some acting.
She the middle one? She was in Licorice Pizza.
Yeah.
Right?
I think so. How old is she?
They came out a long time ago, too.
Mm-hmm.
She 36?
Close, but no cigar. 34.
Family band, but they are really cool.
They're really cool.
Like,
the one whiskey
rockers.
commercial that comes out, and the one sister is getting after it.
The bass player makes the greatest rock faces.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Really awesome. There's a new Supergirl movie going to be coming out next year.
I just saw the poster. Yeah.
The poster's awesome.
It
looks really good.
Is the gun guy from St. Louis, is he doing that, the Supergirl movie
I believe
too?
so. But who was the first Supergirl? Helen Slater.
Oh, my
How
gosh.
old is she?
Helen Slater was in Secret of My Success, my favorite movie in the early 90s. She is probably 64.
Close, 62. Two more quickies. Miami Vice, Nash Bridges.
Don Johnson.
Lots of movies. Don Johnson. How old is Don?
Isn't it, is Dakota Johnson?
His daughter.
His daughter.
Yep.
Don Johnson is 72.
76, hanging in there.
Wow.
And now a musical interlude for our final birthday of the day. for decades, I listen to this song, and why are the drums so heavy in this? Well, the leader, there it is. The leader of the Dave Clark Five, Dave Clark, is the drummer. Hey, guys, I think we need more me in this.
Yeah. Listening to KLOU 103.3 oldies with my father for years and years. If it sounds like the Beatles, but it's not the Beatles, then it's Dave Clark Five.
All right, there's all of our background stuff for our audience.
So
And how old is Dave Clark?
Oh, he's got to be 84.
86 years old today.
How about that?
And those are today's birthdays.
And this is your last look at traffic. Captain Paul.
Yeah, Josh, the latest is a crash on 64 West before Lindbergh with traffic backed up to 170. Close by, we have a crash on 64 West past McKnight. That has traffic jammed back to 170. There's an accident on 270 South at Tesson Ferry, causing a stop-and-go jam back to Gravois. An accident on 70 West before 79 is blocking the two right lanes with a stop-and-go back up to Mid-Rivers Mall. And 64 East bogs down from 170 to Big Bend. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
All right, Bob, what'd you have for dinner over the weekend, right? You don't want to cook. It's really cold outside, like really cold.
Very cold.
Starting to, I think it's in the 20s now, you know. Ooh, nice and balmy.
Toasty.
Because I fed Finn pizza.
Too bad you didn't have Dogtown. Oh, wait. Did you?
But I did. And the commercial's running still with the Ho, 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 Merry Dogtown. Second place winner at the Missouri Broadcasters Association Award last year. I got robbed. They didn't tell me who beat out the Dogtown spot.
Royal Banks of Missouri spot?
Maybe. It's all political these days, Bob.
It is.
It's not about the artwork anymore. But it is about the pizza. You can find any of the 12 varieties at any local grocery store in town. And frankly, you can even find it out of town now. They are spreading. The word is spreading. It is Dogtown Pizza. All the varieties you can find at dogtownpizza.com.
A holiday message from the Big 550. And your work holiday party. If you have a little too much of the eggnog, stay away from the coffee machine, the broom closet, selfies, social media. Just don't embarrass yourself. Just call off sick the next day. 'Tis the season, and 'tis this, the Big 550.
KTRS. Way back in time, if you had a leak in the roof of your hut, I imagine you had to find a tree close by, scale it, and then jump and hope you could get up there and see what was wrong. Then came the advent of the ladder. There was an easier way to get up there and see if something was wrong. And with modern technology, we finally get around to the drone. Now, the folks at Allen Roofing use those instead of trees and ladders. Send a drone up, find out if there's anything wrong with your roof, get some pictures, go over it with you, and see if there's a problem, how bad it is, what they could do, what it'll cost, or if everything's just fine, they will tell you that too. Boy, it's so nice we don't have to climb trees to look at our hut. Allen Roofing embracing technology and doing quality roof repair, siding, gutters, everything for the outside of your home. Just ask Gronk. He was one of the first customers. It's Allen Roofing. Find them online at aroofing.net.
You've heard so many people talk about Innsbruck. Now it's time to see for yourself. 7,500 acres, 100-plus lakes, on-site restaurants, an 18-hole championship golf course for you to go play by yourself with some friends, or maybe even a charity event, nature trails, event spaces, and so much more. Innsbruck is 45 minutes from St. Louis. It's so close, and yet you feel so far away. Go see Innsbruck for yourself. Innsbruck-resort.com.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
Let's light up Glennon. Heidi's on her way down for the kids. Go and join them if you can. But on the way out, Bob, here's one random for you. Movie previews are called trailers because they were originally shown at the end of the movies. And even when they started putting them at the front of the movies, The name had already stuck.
Yeah, and Fronters doesn't sound as good.
That'll do it for us on a Monday. It is the week before Christmas. How about that? We will be back again tomorrow. Heidi will be back with us to tell us all about Light Up Glennon. From tonight, it's still not too late to go down to Cardinal Glennon and to shine a light up to the kids. Thank you so much, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Whatever gets you through the night.
Okay, so the tree is up, but it's tilting towards the side door. All right, look, you got to get it straight. Go to Schnarr's Hardware, Clayton Road in Ladue or in Webster on Lockwood. Schnarr's Hardware has 2 locations, and they have everything for the holidays, whether it's extra extension cords, maybe a couple of extra lights, last-minute gift. Oh, Aunt Sally's coming. She's bringing you a gift. I got to get something. Schnarr's Hardware will help you out. You need to put the lawn to bed? Yeah, Schnarr's Hardware has all sorts of winterized fertilizers to help you get through these winter months. You see, at Schnarr's Hardware, it's more than just a friendly neighborhood hardware store. It's a part of Americana, and it has brought St. Louisans together for years. So when you walk into Schnarr's Hardware, you'll notice the customer service is great, the smell is great, the popcorn is free. Schnarr's Hardware. Happy holidays from Schnarr's Hardware. Make sure your holiday is complete with a trip to Schnarr's Hardware. Schnarr's Hardware, Merry Christmas.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
CVS Health supports people in the moments that matter, from picking up a prescription to connecting care. With nearly 5 million daily interactions and serving 185 million consumers and 1.5 million healthcare professionals, CVS Health holds a trusted place in healthcare. By simplifying care and improving health, we're helping people get the care they need. Learn more at cvshealth.com/investor day.
So you need last-minute gifts. No judgment. Get an extra 25% off during Kohl's Friends and Family Sale and find great gifts under $20. Like something cozy, something thoughtful, something that says, you planned this all along. Yep, you're just one quick trip away from checking off the last gifts on your list. Save now at Kohl's and Kohls.com. Select styles. Offer ends December 24th. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohls.com for details.
Mizzou football.
The rushing touchdown, and Missouri extends the lead.
KTRS AM, FM 1061, K291C.
From ABC News, I'm Stephanie Officer. Shock in Hollywood and beyond over the murder of actor and filmmaker Rob Reiner and his wife Michelle. The Los Angeles Police Department has been relatively tight-lipped about the details. Cops also say the couple's son, Nick Reiner, is in custody on suspicion of murder. Reiner's daughter discovered her parents.
We know from people in the neighborhood, they say that, obviously Rob Reiner and his wife Michelle, that they were the light of this neighborhood, of this very high-end Brentwood neighborhood. But apparently Nick Reiner had been dealing with for many years. They even made a movie together, Nick and his father, about his addiction and his mental health battles over the years. Those who know them say that he had been really struggling with that recently.
ABC's Alex Stone. Some New York UPS workers hired as holiday staff accused the shipping giant of defrauding them out of millions. Some say they were told to clock in well after their shift started or had lunch breaks deducted even though they didn't take them. In the last 6 years, New York State Attorney General Letitia James' office estimates UPS has deprived tens of thousands of seasonal workers out of about $45 million in wages.
Workers told us the same story again and again. They were working long hours in the busiest months of the year, yet their paychecks did not reflect the time they spent on the job.
The lawsuit seeks back pay and penalties, a court order requiring UPS end off-the-clock work and change its timekeeping and payroll practices. In response, UPS confirmed there is a suit, adding it, quote, takes all accusations of wrongdoing seriously and denies the unfounded allegation of intentionally underpaying UPS employees. Federal authorities have arrested 4 alleged members of an extremist group, the Turtle Island Liberation Front. suspected of planning New Year's Eve bombing attacks on ICE agents in Southern California. A federal criminal complaint states the suspects were getting ready to test improvised explosive devices. You're listening to ABC News.
This is KTRS News. I'm Sobe Bay. One person is dead after an apartment fire in North St. Louis. Firefighters were called to a burning building along the 5800 block of Roosevelt Place yesterday afternoon. That's when firefighters discovered the victim. The cause of the fire is still being investigated. Illinois' new law allowing end-of-life options for the terminally ill is prompting negative reaction from Catholic organizations. Thomas Olp, Executive Vice President of the Thomas More Society, released a statement which reads in part, "By legalizing physician-assisted suicide, the land of Lincoln has crossed a profound moral and legal red line." The Medical Aid in Dying Act goes into effect in September of 2026. A man is facing charges in the murder of his ex-girlfriend in Sunset Hills. 30-year-old Joseph Marino has been charged on several counts, including first-degree murder of 64-year-old Melissa Anderson. Investigators say Anderson was found deceased in the basement of her home on Sunlin Drive with significant injuries to her head and upper torso. A St. Louis police dog is getting some added protection. Canine Officer Novo is receiving a bullet and stab protective vest. This is thanks to a charitable donation from the nonprofit organization Vested Interest in Canines. This KTRS Business Minute is brought to you by Walter Null Florists, the place for all your floral needs. Place your order anytime at WKF.com. Illinois is in the Federal Trade Commission's top 5 list of states with the most robocall complaints. According to data released by the FTC, National Do Not Call Registry fielded over 2.6 million complaints in 2025. Illinois was fourth with 943 complaints per 100,000 people. Arizona reported the most complaints, while Tennessee, Nevada, and Florida also ranked in the top 5. Despite a jump in complaints this year, FTC data shows the number is currently well below levels in 2021, when roughly 5 million complaints were filed.
Happy holidays from Guido's Pizzeria and Tapas, where you can enjoy Guido's famous pizza or a wide selection